valuable time scrolling, watching, and you're not even getting paid. That's got to stop. Your time is precious, and a lot of y'all don't even realize that. You should be getting paid to be on here. If you're not, we got to fix it. And we got to fix it today. You guys also have to understand this. You should be generating income while you're asleep. Listen, the whole paycheck to paycheck lifestyle has to come to an end. At some point, you're going to want to spend time with your family, right? You're going to want to do things with your family like self care, all of those things. But if the only time you make money is when you are actively working for it, well, that's a serious problem that we have to fix today, not tomorrow. It's got to get fixed today, okay? Ladies, hold on. Sorry, let me fix this. Um, Ladies, you only need one digital product in your store. You only need one product, okay? And that one product that you choose to create and sell will literally change your entire life. Some of y'all get hung up on having ebook after ebook after ebook, and you've convinced yourself that if you just make 5 more ebooks that you're doing something productive. No, in all honesty, you're just wasting your time because you haven't even sold the first one. You refuse to do the hard thing. See, making ebooks is easy. You got that down pat. You copy and paste some stuff that you got off of Chat GPT, boom, 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 boom. You have a fear of doing the difficult things, doing the things that's going to actually require you to sell it. Okay, you only need one product in your store, not 10, not 5, just one. And that one product that you choose to create and sell will literally change your entire life. How do I know that? Because my digital product business changed mine. Okay, I've been doing this full time for 6 years, started during COVID. And all I did was I took one digital product and I sold it over and over and over again to hundreds upon thousands of people. Okay, so anything that you want to sell, whatever your vision is, whatever you want to do, you can do. But the reason why you're not doing it, a couple of things. One, because you won't get off these apps. You would rather scroll than make money. I don't know why. We just cut from a different cloth. You would rather scroll and watch people talk about business. You would rather scroll and watch people talk about content than actually do the thing that's going to make you the money. Number two, you live in fear. Okay? On my live, fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what you've been doing. Good morning. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1,000,000 idea for years because you're so fearful of looking stupid. Good morning. You're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of people talking about you. You're so fearful of all of these things. But that very fear that you refuse to let go of is the same thing that's stealing your dream life from you. Let's be real. You already know exactly what side of town you want to live on. Am I lying? You already know exactly what kind of vacations you want to take with your family. You know exactly how much money you want in your savings account. And most importantly, you know exactly how much money you want to leave your family when you're no longer here. You know all the things. You've been praying about it and praying about it. But every single day that you don't live like that, good morning, is another day that you could have. Oh, you definitely could have. But you choose to let fear steal it from you. You choose to scroll. You choose to talk about what you can't do and what you're not good at. You choose to say the words, I can't. Those are the things that you choose to do every single day. Bless your heart. Good morning. For those of you guys who have never seen my face before, hello, my name is Coach Jazz. This morning we're going to be building our online business from scratch, okay? We are going to be making our digital product, and then I'm going to teach you how to sell it, okay? But most importantly, above all of that, I'm going to teach you how to build yourself up. Listen, contrary to popular belief, a lot of you guys are getting in your own way. I know you don't want to hear that because a lot of y'all are afraid of the truth. But the truth is, you are holding yourself back. You are self-sabotaging yourself because it's your lack of consistency. It's your lack of discipline. It's your lack of going off of the plan and not the mood. It's your lack of prioritizing yourself in your own life. You have your own life to live, but yet you make the choice every single day to pour into others, and you refuse to take 30 minutes to pour into yourself, and you don't see how that's a problem? Man, that's a serious problem. Because let's be real, you can watch all the lives you want, but if you refuse to take 30 minutes a day and implement the things that you were taught, well, you're just wasting your own time. you're gonna have to start making yourself a priority in your own life. And stop sitting around talking about you don't have time. That's a lie. Because you scroll all day. So that lets me know you have a lot of time. You just choose to waste it. Okay? So we got to build who we are. Thank you, Danny girl. So you can actually get done the things that we're talking about. Also, your lack of confidence. The reason why so many of you guys struggle to post your videos is because you care too much about what people think. You're so worried about what other people think. And my question for you is, how much they got on that rent you got to pay tomorrow? How much they got? They got 50%? 75%? They paying all of it? Why do we allow people who don't do anything for us dictate what we do for our own self? I don't know. We got to fix it because the math ain't mathing, okay? I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information this morning. Good morning. It'd be in your best interest to take notes. If I know anything about you, you are human at the end of the day. She said, stop calling me out. No, ma'am, I want you to be uncomfortable as hell because when you are uncomfortable, that is where the growth begins, okay? It'd be in your best interest to take notes. If I know anything about you, you're human at the end of the day, which means you're bound to forget. You always do because life, and stresses, right? But if you write this shit down, anything that I do say that you happen to forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. The key word of this live is going to be execution. Good morning. You will hear me say this word about 10 million times this morning because I needed to stick in your pretty head. You got to execute. Listen, I don't know what world some of y'all came from, but the world I live in requires execution, okay? You can't watch about a business and think you're going to get a business. You can't watch about creating content and think you're going to make content. You can't watch about building financial freedom and you don't actually get out there and build it. You got to do it. And a lot of you guys are stuck in this toxic loop of scrolling and you have convinced yourself that you're doing something. The only thing you're doing is wasting your precious time. I did not build a business by watching people talk about a business. I actually put the phone down, I hit record, and then I uploaded my video over and over and over and over again. You gotta execute. You've watched enough. You've journaled enough. You've planned enough. Now it's time to execute, okay? If I say anything this morning that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys double tap the screen, like, comment, and share. YouTube thumbs up the live. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of women have no clue that they're holding themselves back. They think it's everybody else. They playing the victim game. So just like this live found you, good morning. Let's allow this live to find others, okay? If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat because if you are ready to learn, then I am ready to teach. And while I wait for at least one person to put ready in the chat, let me ask you, and be honest, good morning. When was the last time you told yourself how amazing you are? When was the last time you told yourself how smart you are? When was the last time you told yourself that everything you touch turns to gold? That's a problem. That's a problem. Ladies, your internal world is a reflection of your external, okay? When you speak to yourself disrespectfully, I already know you got people in your real life who disrespect the hell out you. When you have chaos going on in here, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. You are going to have to start putting some respect on your name. You are going to have to start treating yourself with love and care. Now, that don't mean you can give yourself excuse after excuse. That's not what that means. But what that does mean is you have to build yourself up. You have got to start saying positive things to yourself. The way you speak to yourself determines how you show up for yourself. And the reason why a lot of you guys struggle with showing up for yourself positively is because you don't say positive things to yourself. So that's got to start today, right now. You are more than capable of doing all the things. But in order to get it done, you're going to have to close these apps and actually do the thing. Okay? Good morning. Let's go ahead and get started. So what is a digital product and how will we build our business? All right. Good morning. A digital product, ladies, is something you do not have physical possession of. So think of a movie on Netflix. Think of a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. You just don't physically have it in your possession. It's all out somewhere in the cloud. Okay? You're going to create something to sell, and it can be anything. Do not overthink. You don't need to go take a course on how to figure out what to sell. There's something that you already know how to do very, very well. And whatever that thing is, that's what I want you to monetize. Okay? Ask yourself, what is something that people ask you about regularly? Right? Maybe you're really good at being a parent. You could teach other people how to be better mothers, right? Maybe you're really good at cooking. You could teach people how to cook. It doesn't matter. And you don't have to do an ebook. You could do an e-course. You could do workbooks and journals, affirmation guides. There's literally so many things that you could sell, okay? Whatever you want to do, you can do. But it's going to require you to actually do it. Not think about it, not talk about it, because some of y'all love to talk, but you ain't did it. You got to do it, all right? Now I'm going to give y'all 2 apps, and these apps will change your entire life if and only if you use them. Good morning. Meaning not only are you going to download it, you're going to open it up and use it. All right. If you're ready for app number 1, go ahead and put 1 in the chat. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. I'm so glad to have you. Make sure you guys follow me so you don't lose me. They do steal my videos, especially on TikTok. They turn around and make fake accounts and they're going to message you, pretend to be me. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And I'll be real, TikTok family. Some of y'all already know what these apps are because you sit on TikTok lives all day. So my question is, you know who you are. Why are these apps not downloaded? This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm calling you out this morning. YouTube too, because I know y'all watch countless YouTube videos on how to make ebooks, but TikTok especially. TikTok especially. You already know what these apps are about to be, and you still haven't downloaded it. You still haven't opened it up. You still haven't done the thing. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Good morning. App number 1 is Canva. You will be using Canva for everything. Hello, hello. Now, maybe you do want to create content. Canva has thousands of Instagram Reel templates on there for you to use. Okay? Maybe you want to start that YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, I tell you guys to start a YouTube channel every single day. Maybe today you're going to listen. Canva has thousands and thousands of YouTube thumbnail templates. And the thumbnails, for those of you guys who do not know, is just that picture that you see before you actually click on the YouTube video. This is what draws people's attention to your content in the first place. All right? All of the creators, including myself, are getting them off of Canva. And maybe you do want to create an ebook to sell, which is what I'm going to teach you how to make this morning. Canva has thousands of ebook templates on there for you to use. And they are all 1000% customizable to make everything look professional and branded. Okay, so Canva, go ahead and download that now. Download it. Now, before we get into app number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's holding on to fear. YouTube, can we get some more thumbs up in the live, please? If you're new here, fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you do all day, every day. And you're about to run away from this because you're saying things to yourself like, Jazz, I would love to start an online business, but I'm not tech savvy. What if I'm too old? What if it's too late for me? Okay. Well, before you run away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea, listen to me very closely, please, and thank you. Good morning. Number 1, you woke up this morning. I'm dead ass serious. That is a blessing. That is a blessing. Every single day that you were blessed with another day means that you are blessed with another opportunity to work on your goals. So use it. Until you are 6 feet under, it is never too late to start anything. So get that out your head. Number 2, you are very tech savvy because let's be real. Half of y'all online all day. Am I lying? You're liking, commenting, sharing, and archiving. That takes tech savviness. You gotta know what buttons to press and all the things. So you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. She said, you just spoke my life. Good. Good, Latia. Good. And number 3, for my ladies who think they are too old. What did we just say? We said we were going to sell our knowledge. Okay. So for those of you guys who are older, that means you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom, which means you have a lot of things that you could be selling. So get to selling, please. Are we clear? Good. If you're ready for app number 2, put a 2 in the chat. And this is why I keep talking about confidence and lack thereof, because some of y'all better act like you know who the hell you are. Like, I don't, and listen, the reason why we struggle with confidence, the reason why so many people are so damn insecure is because you never keep the promises you make to yourself. And this is a result of that. Every single time you tell yourself that you're going to do something and you don't, you are slowly tearing yourself down because you are subconsciously telling yourself you're not worthy of the thing, whatever that thing is. Who's not going to feel bad when they keep telling themselves they're not worthy of it? Duh. But you keep breaking the promises you make to yourself. If you told yourself you were going to start a business, then ma'am, it's time to start the daggone business. If you told yourself you were going to lose the weight, ma'am, it's time to lose the damn weight. If you told yourself you were going to post content, then post it. Because every single time that you break the promises that you make to yourself, you are slowly chipping away at your self-esteem, your self-respect, your self-love, your self-worth. And now here you are thinking you can't do none of these things. That's the problem. Okay? All right. App number 2 is ChatGPT. You will be using this app for everything. ChatGPT. Okay, this is AI in case you didn't know. Chat gonna be your best friend. It's gonna make things so easy for you. So maybe you do want to create content, but you just don't know what kind of videos to make. Fine, ChatGPT will tell you. Maybe you do want to start that YouTube channel that I tell y'all to start every single day and every day you're gonna listen. ChatGPT will script the videos for you. For those of you guys who are camera shy and just don't know what to say in the video. Okay? And maybe you do want to sell an ebook, which is what I'm going to teach you how to do this morning, but you just don't know what to put in the ebook. Fine. What if I told you ChatGPT will write the entire ebook for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds? Ladies, I cannot make this up. It has never been easier than today to start your online business, but you keep holding you back. Okay? So I gave you Canva. I gave you ChatGPT. Now we're going to put it together and write it. App number 1 is Canva. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put ready in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Make sure you follow me so you do not lose me. Also, if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, double tap the screen. YouTube, let's get the likes up. Let's go. Let's go. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of women have no clue that they're their own worst enemy. They think it's everybody else. They got too much ego. They refuse to look in the mirror and look at the woman in the mirror. I can't make this up. So just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others, okay? But some of y'all already know what these prompts are because you are on TikTok all day. So you should already have your ebook together. All right, fair enough. You're gonna open up ChatGPT. Good morning. In the search, you're gonna type the sentence prompt number 1. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Good morning. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. She said, not me. I love me a lot. Listen, we can say a lot of things. Talk is cheap. What do your actions show? Do the actions show self-respect? Do the actions show discipline? We can talk all day, but what do them actions show? Actions speak louder than words. Prompt number 1, give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. You're going to hit enter. If you've got that, put got that in the chat. If you need for me to repeat it, this is the opportunity to ask. Closed mouths do not get fed. And while I wait for someone to put got that in the chat, let me ask you this and be honest. When was the last time you told yourself that you're going to lock in for 30 minutes today and work on a goal for yourself? Whatever that goal is, whether that's business, creating content, losing weight, eating better, going back to school, looking for more jobs, whatever the goal is. When was the last time you said, I'm going to take 30 minutes and lock in on me and I don't care who needs what because I come first in my own life? Some of y'all never do that. You're like, what? I don't do that, Jazz. That's the problem. You're going to have to start making yourself a priority in your own life. You're going to have to put yourself first. Or you can keep doing what you've been doing, putting yourself last, and keep getting the results that you've been getting. Keep on. And come back a year from now and let me know how it's going for you. Got to put yourself first. You have to be selfish in order to be selfless. Yes, I can repeat it. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. YouTube, can we get the thumbs ups in the lives? Yes, ask ChatGPT, give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. You're going to hit enter. You're going to hit enter. Okay? Now, before we move forward, I need you guys to write this word down. This says consistent. Write this word down, please. And then I want you to underline it. And then I need you to go ahead and circle it. Because this morning, right now, today, you and I are going to lock in on the true definition of the word consistent. Because believe it or not, a lot of y'all are extremely confused. Confused as hell. But I'm going to go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think consistent means when you feel like it. Some of y'all think consistent means if you're not too busy. If I have time. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. Consistent means more often than not. So, if there are 7 days in a week, you better be working on your business and your goals or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish for your life 4 out of the 7 days. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Whether you want to spend 20 minutes 4 times a week or 5 hours 4 times a week, I don't care about the amounts of time, but you will spend 4 days a week working on your business. And don't you dare tell me you don't have time. That is a lie that you continue to tell yourself so you can feel better about your decisions. No, you have all the time in the world, because if you have time to scroll on these lives, if you have time to watch YouTube video after YouTube video, if you have time to catch up on your favorite TV shows like The Housewives and Love Island, then you have more than enough time to work on you and your business. I don't give you that excuse. I don't care if you work 10 hours. I don't care if you work 10 jobs. I really don't give a damn, because you have time to scroll. And that's the problem. You continue to put the things that don't even benefit your life above the thing that will actually change your life. Make it make sense. You are going to have to be consistent in order for any of this to work. You got to be consistent. You have to show up. You can't talk about the thing. You can't hope about the thing. You can't manifest about the thing. You can't journal about the thing. You got to do the thing consistently. Okay? Got to be consistent. Now, let's make consistency easy so that we can easily be consistent and get the thing done. Okay, listen, it is so much easier to be consistent when you do things that you actually like to do. Okay, I can't make this up. Because, see, listen, when things don't feel like work, you're more likely to do it. Because now you have something in your day to look forward to. So what I want you to do is go to the list that ChatGPT gave you and only pick ideas that you truly love. I want you to ask yourself, so what is something I would love to talk about? All day, every day, if I could get paid to do it. And whatever that thing is, that's your business. See, a lot of y'all make things hard on yourself. You make things so complicated. Just do the thing that you truly love to do. It's really that simple. Stop overthinking. And if ChatGPT gave you 10 things and you don't like none of the things it gave you, fine. Just ask for 10 more. And keep asking until it gives you something you want to use. Ladies, it's 2026. People are monetizing anything. You see it for yourself. I don't have to convince you of that. So no, your idea is not stupid. It's not far-fetched. And yes, it is profitable if you're consistent. If you're consistent. Okay? All right. One more thing before we move forward. This is critical. This is critical. If you don't remember shit else I say this morning, you better remember this. Okay? Money flows where energy goes. Write that down, please. Money flows where energy goes. Money flows where energy goes. Okay, don't you ever forget that. If you are anything like who I used to be, you are giving all of your energy away. You have literally become an energy vending machine. And you are giving your energy to people who don't reciprocate it back to you. They're not worthy of it. And half of these people are grown, able-bodied adults who can do for themselves, but they'd rather take from you because it's easier. I want you to start looking at your energy as a gas tank. When you wake up first thing in the morning, you are full of energy. And every single hour that goes by, you are slowly losing your energy until it is on empty when it's time to go to bed. See, you are giving all of your energy to your husband, your boyfriend, your sneaky link. You are giving all of your energy to your children. You are giving all of your energy to your aging parents. You are giving all of your energy to your friends. You are giving all of your energy to your job and your coworkers. You are giving all of your energy to celebrity gossip and the news. You're giving all of your energy to social media. And by the time you sit down to work on something for yourself, you can't. Why? Well, because you ain't got no energy left. Because you chose to give it all away. Well, starting right now, we're going to change all that. We're going to start telling people no. And no is a complete sentence. It doesn't need to be explained. Okay? It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. It does not make you a bad mother because you want to do something for yourself for once. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her tell you about her problems. It makes you human. I don't know if you know this or not, ladies, but you matter too. Your happiness is important too. So, you're going to start telling people no. No, I cannot keep giving you rides. That is time I could be spending on my business. No, I cannot keep loaning you money. That is money. Those are resources I could be spending on my business. No, I cannot sit here and listen to you talk to me about your problems. I have to fix my own. Tell her to stop trauma dumping and go hire a damn counselor. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you this. When you start telling people no, you start saying yes to you. Money flows where energy goes. So the more energy you start putting into yourself and what makes you happy and what's going to build your future, the money flows right behind it. I cannot make this up. Don't you ever forget it. Some of y'all are trying to pour into others, but the problem is your cup is empty. Your cup has been empty for years. You cannot effectively and efficiently pour into others when your cup is empty. Your cup needs to be in overflow before you can give to others. How do we get our cup in overflow, Jazz? Start putting yourself first in your own life, and then you can pour into others. Okay? Money flows where energy goes. Don't you ever forget it. All right? Good. Prompt number 2. Once you do choose digital product idea you want to use, you will type this in. Prompt number 2, here we go. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Good morning. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. If you've got that, put got that in the chat. If you need for me to repeat it, this is the opportunity to ask. Closed mouths do not get fed. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. If I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, Double tap the screen, like, comment, and share the live. YouTube thumbs up the live. The more we interact with these lives, the more these lives will get pushed to more people. Good morning, Miss CC. Let's go, let's go. Do you got that? Put got that in the chat. Let me know you are here and present. But some of y'all should already have this ebook written because you're on TikTok live all day. I know I'm not the only person on here telling y'all what prompts to use. Oh, I know. So why is it not done? Because we do way too much watching and not enough doing. That's why. Make it make sense. Very good, y'all got that. You're gonna hit enter. This is what I mean by it has never been easier than today to start your online business because ChatGPT literally wrote this ebook for you. Now all you have to do is copy and paste. That's it. You will literally copy what ChatGPT gave you and you will paste it into your Canva template. So open up your Canva app that you downloaded. In the search, type in ebooks, hit enter. It's going to give you thousands of templates, okay? Pick your most favorite one. They are all customizable, okay? Meaning you can swap out colors, fonts, pictures. You will copy what chat gave you. You will paste it and format it into your Canva template. Now, for my ladies who love to overthink, and you know who you are, because you overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day. Stop, because it's not getting you anywhere. I want you to write this down. KISS, K-I-S-S. K-I-S-S. This is an acronym that stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly. The only thing I need your ebook to be is clean, simple, and legible. Clean, simple, legible. Okay? As long as it's those three things, it is good to go. What do you mean I don't know? Hold on. I don't know the screen. What do you mean? As long as it's clean, simple, legible, you are good to go. Okay? Yes, I cannot turn the mirror on YouTube. I'm sorry about that. All right? Clean, simple, legible. Once you have finished copying and pasting and you love the way your ebook looks, you will download it as a PDF file. PDF file. Once you have downloaded it as a PDF file, you will upload it to your hosting site. I hope y'all taking notes. Y'all better be writing this down. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. These are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty more out there. These are some of the most popular ones. And your product only needs to be on one of these, not all five. If you've got all of this, go ahead and got that in the chat, okay? Let me know that you're here and present. How to promote the ebook, or is Amazon enough? Amazon is not enough. And I'm glad you're here because I'm teaching you how to create the ebook and how to sell it. If you've got all of this, got that in the chat. And while I wait for some got that's, let me let you in on something I noticed about people. And I used to be the exact same way. This is how I know. We love our comfort zone. Ciao. We love our comfort zone. We love it. And if you did not know, your comfort zone is your daily routines and habits. It's what you do every single day, every other day, every weekend. It's the people you talk to. It's the environment you frequent. It's the excuses that you have. It's the content that you watch. It's your vices, whether you love to drink or gamble. It's maybe you love to play video games. It's your distractions. That's your comfort zone. It's just what you do on a day-to-day basis. Notice that the results we're looking for, the business that we want, the financial freedom that we want, the confidence that we want, the self-respect that we want, the boundaries that we want, it's not in that comfort zone. If it was, you wouldn't be here. If you were truly getting the results that you wanted in your life, you wouldn't be watching TikTok lives. You wouldn't be watching YouTube lives. You would be out living your best life. I know that for a fact. but you're here because there's things about your life that you're not 1000% happy with. But the results that you're looking for aren't in that comfort zone of yours. You have been looking for years and you still haven't found it because it's not there. In order to get the results that you want, you are going to have to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something a little bit different to slowly but surely get to the results that you want for your life. That's no way, because it's not in your comfort zone. And notice this comfort zone of ours is the same thing that's draining us. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is frustrating you. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave has you anxious, has you feeling resentment. You know, resentment is a very heavy emotion to carry with you. Resentment will weigh you down, and you carry that emotion with you every single day. But that's a choice. That is a choice. Stress is a silent killer. Stress will destroy you. And that comfort zone of yours that you refuse to leave is stressing you out. It is slowly killing you. You are going to have to make a decision to take a half an inch out. Commit to doing something just a little bit different every single day. 30 minutes. 30 minutes every day. To working towards a thing that you claim you want so badly. Just imagine how good you'll feel about yourself in 2 weeks. Just imagine how amazing you'll feel about yourself in 6 months, a year, all because every single day you chose to take 30 minutes to do something a little bit different to get you to the results that you want for your life. There's nothing for you in that comfort zone except what you're already doing. If you're happy with it, keep doing what you're doing. But if you're not, if you want something better, you got to leave. You have got to leave that comfort zone of yours. Okay? All right. Back to these hosting sites. Now, I use Stan. I love Stan. Stan is great, but Stan Store is very expensive. Okay? Yes, Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. I use Stan Store, but Stan Store is very expensive. Stan Store is $99 a month. That is very high if your business is not making that yet. Okay? If you're brand new to all of this, Stan Store is not for you. Okay? Instead, I want you on Gumroad because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale. They charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That's a great place to start. Now, what I know about you is this. You're going to make money. How the hell do I know that? Because you're taking notes, you're asking questions, and most importantly, you said you were going to execute. Okay? You got to execute. So when you do start generating income, then transfer everything over to Stan Store later because Stan Store has a lot of features that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Ladies, let me let you in on a little secret. Well, it's not a secret. The secret's out. Buy now, pay later is taking over. Okay? That includes Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, QuadPay, Affirm, PayPal. I even saw somewhere American Express and Capital One about to roll something out. Buy now, pay later is taking over. That is the new preferred payment option. Why do you think they put it on DoorDash? Because people are using it. That's why. So, if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, I promise you, you will make more. You sure will. But for now, you will start with what you have. You will start on Gumroad. You will build your business. And you will transfer everything over to Stan Store later. Okay? So, recap. What we just did was we took Canva, we took ChatGPT, we put it together, and we wrote the ebook. Right? Then we downloaded it as a PDF, and then we uploaded it to our hosting site. That's all we did so far. Now we got to sell it. Gotta sell it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sales is 80% of the business. That's more than half. So we have got to get sales right or we won't have a business. Okay? But before we get into sales, I need to make something crystal clear to you. That process of copying and pasting and making that ebook that we just did, that process should not take you longer than 2 hours. 2 hours. Honestly, it should not take you longer than 1, but I'm going to give you grace and I'm going to give you 2. And just so we're clear, on my live, age ain't nothing but a number. Ask my students. I don't give a damn how old you are. Still not an excuse. What you're not going to do is try to convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. I don't care how old you are. And I know you know how to copy and paste because you copy and paste the links to the reels in the group chats all day long. So you know how to copy and paste. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours, you and I have a serious issue that we got to fix today. One of the issues that you might be experiencing, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know. You want to be perfect. You're a perfectionist, right? So what that means is everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You are the woman who will waste 6 months of her life that she will never get back just to overthink her brilliant idea and second guess her greatness. And then when you do finally decide to get started, you're going to take things out, put things back. You're going to get irritated and frustrated because it's still not perfect and then give up on it again. Then you're going to let 3 more months go by that you'd never get back just to overthink some more. And when you finally decide to reset and restart, this time you're going to go ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is these people that you're asking, they're not even business owners. These aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you. You want to know why? Because you're insecure. And then, when they do give you their opinion, you listen. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by, and you haven't done shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never, ever, ever get back. Bless your heart. Lord bless your heart. Listen, I used to do it too. I used to care so much about what people thought, and I had to ask everybody before I even made a decision. Oh, I know. But let me ask you, how's that working? Exactly. It's not working. Listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Thank you, Belina. But sometimes that's just what I do best. And I'm going to hold your hand very tightly when I say this to you. Just know I'm saying it out of love. Man, you are not perfect at all. I am not perfect at all. Nobody is perfect at all. Everybody is perfectly imperfect. See, what you really are is scary. You're scary as hell. You're living in fear. And what do we say? Fear on my life stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years. For years. Some of y'all decades. Because you're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of people talking about you. You're so fearful of all of these things. But notice that fear that you refuse to let go of is the very fear that is stealing your dream life from you. It is stealing it, and you let it. Because let's be clear, you know exactly what kind of life you want to live. You've already done the vision board. You've already told everybody. You've already begged God for it 1,010,000 times last week. You know exactly what side of town you want to live on. You know exactly what side of town you want to live on. You know exactly what kind of vacations you want to take with your family. You know exactly how much money you want in that savings account. You know you want to be debt free. You already know it. And most importantly, you know exactly how much money you want to leave your children when you're no longer here. You know all of the things. But every single day that you do not live like that is another day that you could have, but you made the choice to let fear steal it from you. And if you want to dig even deeper into why we hold on to all of this fear in the first place, it's because we are self-sabotaging. That's what all this is. All of this procrastination crap, all of this I'm too busy crap, all of this I'm not good enough crap, all of this I'm scared to fail crap, all of this is self-sabotage. You are doing this to yourself, which is why I keep telling you, you are getting in your own way. It is you. I need you to look at the woman in the mirror. It is you. You are doing this to yourself. And the reason why we self-sabotage is because we have fragile egos. And your ego is terrified of feeling disappointment if what you're working towards doesn't work. If you put yourself out there, if you try something new, and if you don't get the results in the time frame in which you feel entitled to, you are terrified of that feeling of disappointment. So what you do is you self-sabotage to avoid feeling disappointment. You will self-sabotage by using the excuse of, I'm too busy. Man, you're not too busy. Let's be real. Because you're on social media all day, so how are you too busy? You're not. But you will use that as an excuse, because if you let go of the I'm too busy excuse, well then now you actually have to sit down and do the thing that you claim you want to do so damn badly. But because you're so afraid to feel disappointment if it doesn't work, you will self-sabotage by convincing yourself that you are too busy. No, you're not. Self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. You will self-sabotage by holding on to toxic relationships, toxic friendships, toxic family members. Because you'll use the excuse of, well, we've been best friends for 20 years. Oh, I know he treats me like shit, but he loves me. Well, that's my family. I can't let them go even though they disrespect me and use me. No. That's self-sabotage. Because if you really let go of those people who are draining you and using of your resources, you know what'll really happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to start to feel better about yourself. What's going to happen is now that you're not giving all of your energy to people who are no good for you, you got energy to do for yourself and the things that make you happy and that will bring you purpose to your life. But you are so terrified of feeling disappointment if what you're working towards doesn't work. So you will hold on to these relationships that are draining you, because you are terrified of feeling disappointment. Self-sabotage. That's what all this is. But I am extremely confused. Because earlier you said that you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. That's what you said. You said you were tired of dragging yourself to a job that drains you, overworks you, and underpays you. You said you were tired of being insecure and breaking the promises that you made to yourself. That's what you said. But notice, every single day that you live like that is another day that you're still living in disappointment, because there's still things about your life you're not happy with. Look, I'm trying to help you fix it, but we cannot fix it if we do not change. How can we bring more money into the household so that we can stop living paycheck to paycheck if there's no products to sell? How can customers buy our stuff if there's no stuff? They can't. They can't. How can we build our confidence and start to feel better about ourselves if we keep breaking the very promise that we made to ourselves? We can't. Can't. So, we are going to have to launch. You got to launch the ebook. You got to launch the product. And I need you to understand that no matter how much time you work on it, it still will never be perfect. Go ahead and spend 20 more years working on this damn ebook. Go right ahead. And I promise you, when you finally are done, it's still not going to be perfect, because you are not perfect. So it is impossible for you to make something perfectly. But here's the caveat. The more you do stuff, the better it gets. The more content you create, the better your content will get. The more products you launch in the future, the better your products will get. The longer you run your business, the better your business will get. But it still won't be perfect. All of our favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money on today have gotten better over the years. Look at Netflix, y'all. Believe it or not, Netflix did not always have a fancy Netflix app. No. They were not always doing comedy specials with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. Absolutely not. They did not always have their own production company making movies and TV series that are now winning Emmys and Oscars today. And they damn sure didn't have wrestling on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go to their website, Netflix.com. You had to make a list of the movies you wanted to see. And these were not their originals. These were movies that were once in theaters. They would mail you a DVD off of the list. And you could watch it as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for the next movie, you had to mail that DVD back. They didn't wait till they could afford the fanciest software. They launched with what they had. And the longer they ran their business, guess what happened? The more customers they got. The more customers they got, the more money they made. The more money they made, the more they were able to reinvest it back into the business and make it what it is today. And even though they've been doing it for 20 plus years, the business is still not perfect. We all have complaints. They keep raising the price and I still can't find shit on there to watch. So I don't know why you and your ego think that you get to skip the messy middle, but if Netflix had one, which is, by the way, $1 billion business, billion, not million, billion. Why do you think you don't have to have one? Amazon had a messy middle, Tesla too. So if they had one, so will you. And you will get better along the way too. She said, I don't know who to connect with, so I will not make every mistake. I understand that mistakes will happen, but with no job and no funding equals I'm stuck. You are never stuck. Ma'am, you are never stuck. You are never stuck. You have all the resources in the world. You got your cell phone in your pockets. You got Chat GPT app. You have YouTube. All y'all on YouTube damn near all day, every day. You're on TikTok all day, every day. You are not stuck. You are just not executing. You are not stuck. Don't ever convince yourself you are stuck. Absolutely not. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you were distracted as fuck. Listen, I have already accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for everybody. I have already accepted the fact I am not the life coach for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people aren't really looking for solutions to their problems. I know that sounds crazy, but that's the cold, hard truth. Most people are just looking to pass time, especially on these apps. Most people are just looking to complain to someone and vent to someone who's willing to listen. But the minute you present them with the very solution to their problem, they bail. They dip because they weren't really looking for help in the first place. They just wanted someone to listen to them, complain about their problems. I'm not here for that. No. I'm not. That's not me. I am here to help the woman who actually wants to change her life. But in order to change, I have to make you aware of what you've been doing. Self-awareness is key, and most people are not self-aware. They have no clue. So I'm about to tell you the truth. The truth is, when you get off of work, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally have some confidence, so you can stop caring so much about what people think of you. But you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekends, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping those promises that you made to yourself so you can finally develop self-respect and self-love. But you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours late at night when your children are asleep. You could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping those promises that you made to yourself. But you choose not to. You choose to scroll social media all hours of the night, laughing at funny videos and sharing them back and forth in the group chats. And the reason why we have all of these distractions in the first place, social media, gambling, drinking, all of these distractions that we hold on to, it's because we are trying to escape. That's what all this is. This is escapism. And the reason that we're trying to escape is because there's things about our life that we're not 1000% happy with. And instead of us just being a grown woman and fixing it, we choose to run from it. But let me ask you, and be honest, how is that working out? Is that working for you? Is running from your problems working? You don't know? Well, just ask yourself. Just your body will tell you everything you want to know. Is it working? When your alarm goes off in the morning, are you jumping out of the bed ready to start your day, or are you dreading it? On average, do you feel happy and peaceful, or do you feel sad and stressed? Just ask. And your body will tell you everything you want to know. Because if what you're doing is not working for you, then that means it's time to change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting different results. So if what you're doing is not working, then that means it's time to change something up. Instead of trying to escape a life that we're not 1000% happy with, what if we just lock in and build a life that we never feel the need to escape from? Okay. So this is what you're going to do today. Not tomorrow, not on Monday, not June 1st, not 2027. Today. Today. You're going to turn the TV off. You're going to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. There's no more TikTok lives for you to watch. There's no more YouTube videos for you to watch. Put the phone on D&D. You're going to sit down at home. No, you don't need to go to Starbucks because somehow you get distracted there. You're going to start your ebook and then you're going to finish it. Not start, stop, come back next week because we already know how you do. You're not coming back. You're going to start it and then you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all of those instructions, then go ahead and put clear in the chat because respectfully, there is no point in talking about sales if you don't have anything to sell. And for those of y'all who are new here, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business from scratch, okay? We just made the ebook. Now we're going to sell it. And I told you guys a few minutes ago that sales is 80% of the business, so that's more than half. So we got to get this right or there will not be a business. But I have to tell you the truth. Listen, sales is where most people fail. They fail here at sales, okay? But not for the reasons that you think. So before you run away and try to say, oh my God, sales is so hard. No, it's not. Actually, sales is very easy. But people's mindset and the things they think in regards to sales is what makes sales so hard for them. So in order to actually sell something, we first have to fix our headspace around sales. See, some of y'all are struggling to sell your product, for those of y'all who already have one, because you're saying things to yourself like, I'm not a salesperson. What if I talk about my product too much and people unfollow me? What if people think I'm being annoying? What if people think I'm begging them for money? Okay, let's go ahead and clear all that up. First of all, selling is not begging. Selling is solving. People have a problem and you have a solution. You're not begging anyone for anything. So get that out your head right now. Number two, you don't have a choice but to talk about your product consistently, who you are, what you do, and how you can help people, because people are extremely forgetful. Ladies, everyone is living their own life. Life is life, and stress is stressing for most people. And just like you, everyone else is on social media all day. So they are being bombarded with content from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed every single day. You have to remind people of your products and services and how you can help them consistently, or they will forget. Why do you think I keep telling you guys to take notes? I keep saying, I hope you're writing this down. Why? Because I already know you're going to forget. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when you do forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Why do you think I keep telling you the key word of this live is execution? You have heard me say that time and time again. Why? Because psychology has proven the more you hear something, the more it sticks. And I need that word to stick in your pretty head, that you have to execute. You have to do it. You have to remind people consistently who you are, what you do, and how you can help people so they can even begin to remember who you are. You don't have a choice, or they will forget. I promise you they will. Look at Amazon. We all know who they are, right? We all got the memo. And most of us are Prime members, meaning we pay a monthly subscription to utilize 2-day, 1-day, and same-day shipping. So even though everyone knows who Amazon is, and most of us spend our hard-earned money with them every single month, notice they still remind you consistently that they exist. How? Look at their Amazon trucks. You can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing one. Those blue trucks, they could have left them white. They didn't have to paint them blue and put their logo on it, but they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their trucks, which is multiple times a day, your brain remembers Amazon. I can order from Amazon. You can't even go down a neighborhood or enter into a mailroom without seeing Amazon packages everywhere. They didn't have to put their logo on those cardboard boxes. They could have left them blank. But they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their packages, which is multiple times a day, your brain thinks Amazon. I can order from Amazon. Now, let's be honest. Do you really think that they're worried about being annoying? Do you really think they're worried about you thinking that they're begging you for money? Do you really think they're worried about you unsubscribing from Prime because they're doing too much? No. Why? Because they already know they have a solution to your problem. You're lazy and you love convenience. We all do. So every single day, they will continue to remind you who they are, what they do, and how they can help you. And every single month, you will spend your hard-earned money with them. Yeah. For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm not a new face to you. I've been on this internet for 6 years full time. You might have found me on YouTube. I got multiple YouTube channels. You might have found me on Instagram. I'm on TikTok, Threads. I'm everywhere. Facebook. How is it that I'm able to show up consistently and remind people about Glow Up Academy without worrying about people thinking I'm being annoying or begging them for money or unfollowing me because I'm doing too much? How am I able to do that? Because I already know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to be consistent and they want to actually follow through with the goals they have for their life. I work with them every single day inside of Glow Up Academy. People want to become more disciplined. They want to develop confidence so they can finally believe in themselves, feel good about themselves, and actually get the shit done. I work with them every single day inside of Glow Up Academy. People want to build their online business. They want to sell their products. They want to monetize their platforms. I work with them every single day inside of Glow Up Academy. I am a life coach. And because I have that energy about my products and services, I sell. And I sell a lot. If people think I'm being annoying or begging for money, whatever they may think, respectfully, I don't give a damn. They just weren't ready to change their life. And listen, most people don't change. That's just the truth. People do not change until the pain of change outweighs the pain of staying the same. In other words, until they hit a brick wall. So they may not enroll, but that's because they are content with being unhappy. But when they do hit that brick wall, they always come back. And because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services, they sell, and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you are going to have the same energy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? All right. Sales tip number 1. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business. I do want to address the elephant in the room real quick, which is failing. I know a lot of you guys have business ideas that you want to start. You have brilliant ideas, but you are terrified. The word failing, and that word failing has you in a chokehold, and it has you scared for your life. But what if I told you a lot of you guys are extremely confused about what failing even means? So let me go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think failing means you create your first YouTube channel. You post your first YouTube video. And if you don't get 50,000 subscribers by the end of the week, then you think you failed. Some of y'all are really out here believing that if you launch your first ebook and you're not a millionaire by the end of the month, then you failed. But that's not failing. See, failing only exists when you quit. When you throw in the towel and you say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, I give up, I quit, well, then that is when you have officially failed. But if every single day you commit to just showing up, every single day, you decide, I'm going to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone, I'm going to work towards my goal every single day for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever time you have, that's not failing because you're still trying, you're still showing up, you're still committed to the thing. See, the problem is we live in an entitled world. People today are extremely entitled as hell. And this sense of entitlement that most people carry, they don't even recognize how entitled they are. And see, what a lot of you have done is you have convinced yourself that you are entitled to the results in the time frame in which you feel entitled to. So you have created this unrealistic timeline of when you think you should get the results. But the reason why most people do not get the results that they want is because they give up. Because they didn't get the results in the time frame in which they felt entitled to them. What I need you to understand is this. The results always show up. They always show up. They just may not show up in the time frame in which you feel entitled to them. Listen, I lost 100 pounds. 100 pounds. That's damn near a whole person. Anyone who has lost any amount of weight knows that this is true. If you just let go of the excuses, right? If you just say, you know what, I'm not going to blame my metabolism. I'm not going to blame my hormones. And I'm just going to count my calories. I'm going to make sure that I only eat 1,700 calories a day. I'm going to weigh out my food. I'm going to measure my food. And I'm going to stick to the plan. When you truly do that and you decide, you know what, I'm going to move my body. Don't you eventually get to your weight loss goal? You do. You sure do. When you let go of those excuses and you just keep showing up, you keep counting your calories, weighing out your food, moving your body, you eventually get to your weight loss goal. It's inevitable. And this is coming from a woman who lost 100 pounds. You want to know why most people don't? You want to know the truth? I'm going to tell you the truth. The reason why most people do not reach their weight loss goals is because they have an entitlement mindset. And they believe that they should lose 50 pounds in a week because they said so. So they'll go on these crazy fad diets. They'll do water fast and watermelon fast, and they'll do all this crazy shit. And when they don't get to the weight loss results they want in the time frame in which they felt entitled to it, they give up on it. They give up on it. It took me 18 months to lose 100 pounds. Slow and steady wins the race every single time. So why would business be any different? It's not. It's not. So for anyone on here who is so afraid to fail, just don't quit. Because if you do not quit, then you didn't fail. And now you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Okay? She said, do you have any advice for the overachiever who can't relax? You're going to have to relax. You ain't got no choice. Because you being all worked up isn't going to make anything happen any more quickly. You're just wasting your energy. You got to relax. Just focus on the task at hand. And stop trying to pick up other things to do too. That's something else people struggle with. They can't just focus on one thing. Just focus on one thing. One thing. Not 20 things. One. Okay? Okay. Sales tip number 1. Content is king and distribution is queen. Content is king. Distribution is queen. So let's break this down so it makes sense. All right? Let's start with the content is king. Okay. Content, you guys, is just anything that you upload to social media. So reels, pictures, long form YouTube videos, if you go live, statuses that you post on Threads, Facebook, X, all of that is content. Okay. And in our content, that's how we're going to get the word out about our products and services. That's how we're going to let people know who we are, what we do, and how we can help them. Content is king because remember, we said people are extremely forgetful. So we have to post content consistently to remind people that we exist. Okay? Now, I want us to adopt a new mindset moving forward. This is coming from experience. I used to have this mindset of all or nothing. If I'm sleeping, I'm not working, and that means I don't want it bad enough. Go hard or go home. And all that does is create burnout. That's all it does. Moving forward, I want you to have this mindset. We're going to crawl before we walk, and we're going to walk before we run. Meaning, we're just going to take a half an inch out of our comfort zone every single day, slowly but surely, to get us to the results that we want for our life, whatever it is we're trying to achieve. Okay? Some of you guys are struggling with posting content consistently because you're actually camera shy. So if you're camera shy, it's going to be damn near impossible for you to post content consistently because we have to first address the camera shyness. Okay? So if that is you, this is what we're going to do today. I want you to start sitting in front of your camera multiple times a day. Okay? You could do 5-minute increments, 10-minute increments, 30-minute increments. I don't care how long you do it for, but multiple times a day, I want you to sit in front of your camera, hit record, and talk to it. You can cook while you're in front of your camera. You can work out while you're in front of your camera. You can clean while you're in front of your camera. And this is not stuff to post. This is just for you to get out of your camera shyness. Because the more you do something, the better you get. So the more often you are in front of the camera recording, the more quickly you will get out of the camera shyness. If you do this for 2 weeks tops, I promise you, you won't be camera shy for long. And don't you dare say you don't have time. Because the time that you spend watching lives is the time that you could be spending working on this. Now, Once you get out of that camera shyness and you no longer feel awkward and cringe, now we're going to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone and we're going to commit to posting one 30-second TikTok video a week. Just one. There's 7 days in a week. So that means you have 7 days to have ChatGPT give you some ideas on what kind of video to make. That means you have 7 days to get ChatGPT to script the video for you if you don't know what you want to say. That gives you 7 days to play around with the TikTok editing app, which is very simple. That gives you 7 days to build up enough courage and hit upload. It's one 30-second video, and you have 7 days to do it. Once you get consistent with posting once a week, now we're going to take another half an inch out of that comfort zone, and we're going to up it to 2 times a week. Once you are consistently posting 2 times a week, then we will up it to 3. This is what I mean by slowly but surely getting to the results, taking a half an inch out. It is a marathon, not a sprint. Slow and steady wins every single time. I cannot make this up. Okay? Okay. Now, the distribution is queen. Not only are we going to work on building or creating content consistently, we're going to also build at least 3 platforms. Well, why 3? Because 1 is too close to none, that's why. Like that one income you have at that one job. If they laid you off tomorrow, what would you do? You would be freaking out, trying to figure out how you're going to pay them bills. If you put all of your eggs in a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out like all of the other TikTokers who only had a TikTok account. Listen, I teach my students we have got to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we got to stay ready. And no, it is not hard to build 3. Okay, get out your head. The same exact video that you put on TikTok, you'll put it on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want to be. It takes an extra 5 minutes. I do it all day. I promise you it's not hard. Now, which platform should you grow? Well, that's up to you. You have a lot of options. I do always suggest starting with the platform that you're always on. So if you find yourself always on TikTok, start TikTok. Obviously, you like this app so much, and then just choose 2 more. But I am going to remind you, in case you didn't know, YouTube is the most watched platform. It is not TikTok. It is YouTube. YouTube has even replaced cable TV. So I'm going to always urge and encourage my students to start a YouTube channel. If everybody is watching YouTube, why are you not creating on YouTube? Make it make sense. Okay? Start your YouTube channel. Now, before we get into sales tip number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who is holding on to fear. And she knows who she is. And in case you didn't know, on this live, fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what she's ready to do. She's ready to run away. She's happy that she found this live. She's very appreciative that this live came to her in divine timing. But in the back of her head, she's like, Lord, Jazz, I don't know what I just walked into. She's saying, okay, I would love to start an online business. It sounds amazing, but it sounds like a lot. You're asking me to post content consistently. You want me to build 3 platforms? You want me to make my own digital product? I don't know, Jazz. I want to, but I don't think I can. And honestly, this just sounds really, really hard. Okay. Well, before you run away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea, like you do every day, just listen. The very first thing I want you to understand is this. I don't have the power to convince you of anything. Okay? I don't have that power. So I'm not even going to try. If you want to believe that posting content consistently is hard, then fine. Your feelings are valid. You're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that building 3 platforms is hard, then fine. You're allowed to feel that way. It's hard. If you want to believe that having AI create your ebook for you and copying the words that it gave you into a pre-made Canva template is hard, then fine. You're right. It's hard. But I do want to remind you, the life that you're currently living is hard. Going to a job every day that drains you, that overworks you and underpays you is hard. Robbing Patrice to pay Paula, making payment arrangement after payment arrangement after payment arrangement is hard. Crying every day because you are so unhappy, because you are so stressed, is hard. Knowing deep down in your soul, you can feel it in your spirit that there is something better for you, and not living it, that is hard. And you live like that every day. And see, that's what fear will do. That right there. And you let it. You let it. You let fear convince you that you can't do any of this. But look at what you're already doing. That's 10 times harder than this. That is fear. Listen, let me ask you, and just be honest. When was the last time you said to yourself that you were proud of you? When was the last time you said to yourself that you're amazing? Some of y'all don't even know. And that's the sad part. Because one thing I've noticed about us women is we have a toxic tendency to never want to give ourselves credit where credit is due. Look at all of the things that you have overcome every single day, but you don't want to give yourself any credit for that. That's a problem. That is the problem. Because life's for everybody. Okay? Nobody's life is perfect. And we have all had moments in life, days and weeks and months in life, some of us even years, where life was just really, really, really hard. But we got through it. Because we're still here today. So you've already proven to yourself how strong you really are. You've already proven to yourself how resilient you really are. And even though you've proven that to yourself, you will still let fear convince you that you're not. And that's the problem. This is why I keep stressing the importance of confidence and lack thereof. Because every time that you break your promise, you are slowly destroying your confidence to where you no longer have any. And this is the result of that. This is the result of that. Not believing you can do any of this, but look at what you already do. That was way harder than this. Listen, I remember when I lost my grandma. My whole world turned upside down. Okay, my grandma pretty much raised me. She used to take me to basketball practice. I lived with her. She used to help me with my homework. And I remember when I moved off to college, I used to call her about 4 and 5 times a day just to check in on her, see how she was doing, tell her what I was doing in that exact moment. And when she died, my whole world turned upside down. I had no idea how I was going to live my life without my grandma. She was the one woman I had in my life where no matter what I told her, she never judged me. She never made me feel like I was stupid. It's something about a grandma's love. And when she passed, I didn't know what I was going to do. And that was the first person I lost in my life that I was close to. That was the first time I experienced grief. And here I am, 10 years later, still living without my grandma. That's strength. That's resilience. You are very strong. You are very resilient. And you can do this. And look, I don't have to convince you because you can see this for yourself. There are people on these apps who's living worse off lives than you, still showing up, getting it done. There are women on these apps with way more children than you, still showing up, getting it done. There are people on these apps who are living their worst lives right now. They got laid off. They might have got evicted, foreclosed. And despite the weight of the world on their back right now, they are still showing up, getting it done. So if they can do it, if I can do it, why can't you? Well, you want to know why you're not? You want to know the truth? The truth is, we decide to let go of fear. And you make the choice to hold on to it. That's the only difference. It's not because they're more talented than you. It's not because they're smarter than you. It's not because they're better than you. It's because they let go of fear and you refuse to. That's the only difference. That's it. And listen, my online business changed my whole life. I have made more money than I ever could have imagined from a cell phone, a laptop, and some Wi-Fi. For the first time in my life, I have peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. I have purpose now. I get to wake up every single day doing what I love to do. I have freedom. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have happiness now. I have confidence now. But before all of this, before COVID, oh no, not even close. I lived a completely different life. I used to be miserable, absolutely miserable. I was depressed. I was anxious. I used to be 100 pounds overweight. I used to have a 9 to 5 that I absolutely hated. I was insecure as hell. And to top it all off, I used to be an alcoholic. See, I have bought into the American Dream blueprint that they sell all of us. But I bought in back in high school because they told me, society told me, that if I went to college and I got a 4-year degree, I would graduate, I would get a good job with benefits and stability. I'll be able to travel a few times a year. I'll be able to put extra money into my 401k, and I'll be able to buy a house. And then when I get too old to work, I'll be able to retire with dignity and live out the rest of my years in peace. That's what they said. So I believed them, and I went off to college. My friends were going. My mom and my grandma told me to go, so I went. Went and did the whole dorm room experience. Stayed about 2 hours away from home, all of it. 4 years later, I graduated and got a bachelor's degree. That degree cost me $40,000. So now I'm in debt. Moved back home, like most college graduates do. You got to move back home till you find a job. 6 months later, got my first full-time job with benefits. Oh, I was so excited. PTO. I had never had PTO before. They're going to give me paid time off? Wow. At 23, I thought I hit the jackpot. And they were going to be paying me $60,000 a year. That was more money than I had ever made in my entire life. I didn't have any kids. I thought I was about to be rich. So I was ready to be an adult and do adult things. So I decided to move out of my mom's house. I was sick of her rules. I was ready to start my own life. So I got my own place. Didn't stop there. Okay. I decided to do what most Americans do. I went out and got me a car payment. See, I already had a car. My grandma got me that car when I graduated high school, and it was paid off. I had the title in hand. It got me from point A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. But it was old. No leather seats. No push to start. No tablet on the dash. So, I had to upgrade my car to match my new upgraded life. Duh. So I decided to get me a brand new Dodge Charger. Couldn't tell me shit. Look, my grandma told me not to do it, but I ain't listen. What does she know? She old. I did it. That car cost me $450 a month. And we all know with expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. By the time I paid all my bills for the month, your girl was broke. I was broke. Okay, there were no trips. I couldn't afford to travel anywhere. Okay, I could barely afford to eat. There was no extra money to put into my 401 savings plan. Okay, I was broke. I had another problem. I had to start paying back them student loans. See, at 23, I didn't think the government was serious about student loan repayments because everyone has student loans, right? It's just the American way. Girl, the government is not playing with you when it comes to those student loans. See, they will give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. They won't call you and they won't send letters. They want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe when that 6-month mark hits, they are sending letters to the house because they want to see your tax returns. Because here's the kicker. They're going to tell you how much you can afford. And since they saw on paper on my tax returns that I made $60,000 a year, I didn't have any dependents, no children, they said I should have no problem paying back $400 a month. I'm like, what? $400? Yep. And it's not up for negotiation. That's the price. I had 11 student loan accounts that they lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every single month that I did not pay those student loans, which was every month because I really couldn't afford it, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. In the course of 1 year, I racked up 121 missed payments off of some student loans. My credit dropped 520. So there goes my American dreams of home ownership. Because who the hell is going to give me a mortgage loan with a 520 credit score? Nobody. Not until I fix that. So I'm broke. I have really, really bad credit. I had one last problem to top it all off. I hated my job. Nowhere in that American dream blueprint did they tell me I would be miserable at my 9 to 5. Now, I'm not going to lie, okay? I grew up very sheltered. So in my early 20s, I was extremely naive. And I believed anything that anyone told me. Because in my mind back then, why would you lie? So when I went into the interview, my supervisor told me that even though the department was all women, and I was going to be the youngest one there, they all got along. There was no cattiness. There was no drama. And they were one big old happy work family. So I went into the department believing that was true. Mistake number one. I learned in corporate America that those are not your friends. They are not your friends. Do not get confused. They will kiki and caca with you in the break room, but that's not your friend. They will even hang out with you off the clock, so they're not even paid to be around you. But they will still invite you to happy hour to spend time with you, even though they just saw you at work. But that's not your friend. They will even invite you to their house. They will even invite you to their weddings and their baby showers, but those are not your friends. It's weird. They will even spend their hard-earned money on you. So when it's your birthday, what they'll do is they'll all come together and buy you a gift with the money that they worked for. But that's not your friend. It's weird. Doesn't make sense. They will even do Thanksgiving potlucks in the break room. So when it's Thanksgiving and Christmas, we all bring a dish and then we sit in the break room and sing Kumbaya with each other. But that's not your friend. It's weird. And best believe, all you have to do is piss off the right one. And they will make sure that every single day you work there will be a living nightmare. I made the mistake of making friends with a woman who was 31. I was 23. We used to do everything together, even off the clock. She told me all the time I was like the little sister that she never had. And my naive ass believed her. And I was like, oh my God, you're like the big sister I never had. We both decided to put in to be promoted, and she decided to tell my supervisor all of the things that I told her in confidence about what I didn't like about my supervisor. And my supervisor made sure that every single day I worked at that job was a nightmare. Now, look, I take full responsibility. That was my fault. I was talking too much. Didn't know no better. I was miserable. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands, of applications trying to find a new job. But no one was calling me back. I couldn't even get an interview. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit and I hate my job. For the first time in my life at 23 years old, I felt trapped. If you've never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, then I want you to know you are extremely blessed, because I wouldn't wish that on anyone, not even my worst enemy. But let me give you some context. See, trapped feels like no matter what you do, your life's not going to get no better. That's how trapped feels. Mm-hmm. You can try to be positive and optimistic all you want, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day. That's trapped. You can try to pray about it, but it begins to feel like God is ignoring you because you still wake up with the same problems every single day. You can work some overtime or even get a part-time job so you can catch up on some bills and stop being stressed about money. But just when you start to save a little bit of money, something always comes up and slaps you in the face. Now your car won't start. It's always something. Your life begins to feel like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. I used to sit in my car and cry before I even clocked in every single day. Every day. I started to bring that job home with me. You know what that means? So basically, you've clocked out. You are at home. You should be spending time with your spouse, but you can't because you are telling him all of the toxic things they're doing to you at work. These people have taken over your mind. They are living in your head rent-free. They've stolen your peace. I used to be so stressed out about bills, I couldn't even sleep anymore. I started to have anxiety, butterflies in my stomach that I couldn't shake. It was like I was paranoid that every day they were going to fire me. And I lived like that for 6 years. And to cope with all of that anxiety, that stress, and that depression, I started drinking. At first, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves. But that quickly spiraled out of control. And I became an alcoholic. And the only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if any of my story is resonating with you, you are already doing something extremely hard. And see, the reason why I was so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to back then. Back then, I didn't have any hobbies, I didn't have any interests. So my life began to feel like it was on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, drink, sleep, repeat, week after week, month after month, and year after year. For the longest time, I thought there was something wrong with me for being so depressed about my life, failing to realize that is depressing. Anyone will be depressed. There's nothing wrong with you. Yes, that is depressing. But now I get to wake up every single day doing what I love to do. And that's the beauty of online business, is you can monetize anything. Whatever your heart desires, you can do. There is nothing out of reach for you. And I don't have to convince you, because you can see it for yourself. You see the darndest things on social media now. How many times have you scrolled on your For You page and you're scratching your head trying to figure out, how the hell are they getting paid to do this? I know I could do a better job than them. Well, you want to know the truth? The truth is, they just chose to let go of fear. And you choose to hold on to it. That's the only difference. And I want to say one more thing before we move forward, because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours a week or more, you spend more time at work with people you don't even like than you do with your family that loves you. See, I literally worked 9 to 5. So what should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city was over an hour. Why? Because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So an hour to work, an hour back, 2 hours in the car. 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break. That's 11 hours out of my day gone. It's gone. By the time I did get home, I was drained, exhausted, defeated. You only have a few hours to spend with your spouse or your children before you have to put everyone to bed, just to repeat the cycle again the next day. And let's be clear, your loved ones, the people who truly love and value you, they don't even get the best version of you. They don't get to experience the happy version of you. They don't get to experience the peaceful version of you. You know what they get? They get the miserable version of you. They get the depressed version of you. They get the anxious version of you. That's not fair. You put everyone to bed. Just repeat the cycle again the next day. Just look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what the hell are you even looking forward to? Because Friday, you still work. So they still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day you get to do what you want. But Sunday, not so much. Because you have to prepare for the work week. Right? So that means you got to cook. You got to clean. You got to go to the grocery store. You got to do laundry. And then you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk for Monday. Ladies, that's not living. That's surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God that I serve, he loves me. And he loves me a lot. Let me ask you, if he loves me so much, why would he put me on this earth to be hating the very life that he blessed me with? He didn't. That's not why he put me here. He put me here for a very special reason. And he allowed me the opportunity to find it. And online business, social media allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. And he put you here for a very special reason too. Your life is worth more than bills. Your life is worth more than slaving away at a job to make someone else rich while you're counting pennies trying to make ends meet at home. There is something very, very, very special about you too. But the problem is, life has a tendency to life. And somewhere on our journey of life, we lose our light. It gets dim. And then it gets dark. Maybe it was toxic family. Maybe it was a toxic relationship. Maybe it was toxic friends. In my case, it was a toxic job. Something happened and you lost your light. And now you're sitting here doubting your ability to do any of this. But I'm here to tell you what. If you thought the thought, that's because you can. See, I believe that the ideas that we get, that's God talking to us. If something inside of you said, try this, start this, post this, work on this, that's because God is talking to you. He talks to you all day. And if it was truly something that you couldn't do, it wouldn't have even crossed your mind. God wouldn't plant seeds in an environment that can't harvest them. But He gave you that idea because you're more than capable of getting it done. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of fear. You are going to have to decide to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone every single day and just do something small every day to slowly but surely get you to the results that you want. Because if you don't, you will continue to live the life that you've been living. You can do this, but you've got to let go of fear. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. Okay? Okay. If you're ready for sales tip number 2, put a 2 in the chat. She said, how do you decipher if it's God or your own voice? I believe God is within you. I believe God is within you. And when you sit, I'm really big on spending time by yourself. I'm big on that. You can't really think clearly when you got too many people around you. When you sit in silence, when you sit in solitude, you just by yourself, whether that's a few minutes in the car, whether that's when your family's out and you just sit by yourself, that's where you get all the clarity you need. She said, you are 1000% correct. You realize it once you reach a certain age, and as a person who sees many at their end of life, it's not worth it. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Sales tip number 2. Good morning, good morning. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So if they don't like you, not gonna buy it. And what I say and where is sellable. Absolutely. Everything you do, everything you think of, you can do. You just have to choose which idea you want to do, and then you have to just go full throttle with it. No excuses. People only buy from people they like, know, and trust. So if they don't like you, they're not going to buy it. If they don't know you, not going to buy it. And if they don't trust you, they're not going to buy it. So how do we get people to like us? Okay. Well, we're going to do that through our content. For those of you guys who are just tuning in, we said content is anything that you upload to social media. So pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos, if you go live, statuses that you post, all of that is content, okay? And remember, we have to post content consistently. In your content, I need you to be relatable and I need you to be authentic. In other words, I need you to be yourself, okay? People connect with people through emotions. They have to resonate with you in some way, shape, or form. But the reason why a lot of people struggle with building a community, and remember, a community is the people who watch your content, your viewers, your subscribers, your commenters, and those are the people who will buy your products. But the reason why so many people struggle with building a community is because they're trying to be perfect in their content. But what they fail to realize is no one can connect with perfection because they're not perfect. And then they don't realize they're being inauthentic because they're not perfect. Okay? So I need you to just lock in on being yourself. That's all I need. And don't you dare let fear take over and try to say to you, well, what if no one likes me? Because that's impossible. There are 8 billion people in this world. Somebody is bound to like you. Okay? And I used to be fearful of that too. You guys, the internet is what connects people from all over the world. There is a whole world of people out there who need you. You have the very solution to their problem. They're waiting to hear from you, but you're depriving them of that opportunity because you won't get out your head and post. You guys, I have women inside of Glow Up Academy from all over the world. I'm in the USA. There are women in there from Australia, Jamaica, Canada, Barbados, the UK. I've been to none of those countries, not one. But I was able to help women from all over the world, all because I decided to be myself and post my videos. What if I let fear take over this morning and I didn't go live? Then those of you guys watching wouldn't have received this message. And I wouldn't have been able to help any of y'all. But that's literally what you're doing to others. So please, for the love of God, get out your head. Post your videos, be yourself. I promise you, people will like you. All right? Now we said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? Okay. I need you to go live. I need you to go live. Oh, and by the way, whether you want to be a faceless creator or you want to be front and center, you're going to do all these things. Don't think because you're faceless, you get out of this stuff. No, you can still be faceless and go live. Going live is the best way to build your community. Now, is it the only way? No, but it's the best way. Why? Because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to connect with you, engage and interact, and it allows you to promote your products. Now, some of y'all going to be hard-headed and you're just going to say, that's great, Jazz, but I don't want to go live. Now, I'm going to just say, fine. Don't. I told you, I'm not here to convince you to do anything that you don't want to do. If you don't want to go live, don't. But I do want to remind you that you also said you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. You were tired of dragging yourself to a job that you hate. It amazes me how many people are willing to bust their ass at their job to build wealth for someone else, but they absolutely refuse to get off of these apps and build wealth for themselves. All you have to do is close the app, stop watching other people, and just spend 30 minutes or an hour talking about your products and services. That's it. And you see people all day and all night, especially on TikTok, selling their products. You see people on TikTok selling hair, makeup, clothes, nails, bean bags, digital products. They're selling everything. It doesn't matter what time of the day or night you go live. The internet doesn't sleep. Just go live. Now, some of y'all are like, well, Jazz, I would go live. I'm not really against it. I'm just a little live shy. Okay. For my ladies who are live shy or camera shy or just struggling with any type of shyness, listen, the only reason why you're shy is just because you don't have enough experience doing the thing. It's not because you suck at life. It's not because this isn't meant for you. You just don't have enough experience. Maybe you did it once 6 months ago, but you haven't done it since. Okay, we have been on this live for 115 minutes. And one thing I know about people is this. If you're still watching, that's because you trust what I'm saying to be true. If you really thought I was full of shit, you would have left by now. So I'm going to need you to trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, you will get to a point where you are no longer shy. Everything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. And I don't have to convince you, just look at the results in your own life. You did not always know how to walk. Now you walk just fine. How? Because you did it consistently. You didn't always know how to read and write. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you do it consistently. You didn't always know how to drive or do your job, but now you do that just fine. How? Because you do it consistently. So just imagine what would happen if you went live consistently too. I can't make this up. She said, I almost passed you by. Your natural appearance is what made me stop. Thank you. And then your speech, I knew I wanted to hear what you had to say. Thank you so much, BBW. I appreciate that. We said people only buy from people that we like, know, and trust. Well, how do we get people to trust us? Okay. There's a reason why I'm telling you to post content consistently. And no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post consistently is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust. I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock somewhere, but people work extremely hard for their money, okay? You work hard. I work hard. Everyone is out here working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard-earned money, you are going to have to be trustworthy, which means you have to be consistent. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it, okay? Now, I want to do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, but go ahead and take your notes. If you don't have a product yet, just sit this out, take your notes. But for those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you, okay? First things first, we got to remove ego and pride. Now, I know some of y'all can't do that because you think you know everything. And you don't believe that there's any room for growth or improvement in your life. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. Keep thinking that. Just know pride always comes before the fall. Now, for those of y'all who can remove ego and pride, and you recognize you're not perfect, and there's always room for growth and improvement, I'm speaking to you. Now, we're going to go to our profile, and we're going to ask ourselves some questions. We have to be honest. Write this down. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. Now ask yourself, is it clear who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also need you to ask yourself this, be honest. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. But the reason why I say yet is because you have the power to fix it. So if it's not clear who you are, what you do, how you can help people, fix it. Make it clear as day so that when people do go to your profile, they know exactly what they're getting into. They know exactly how you can help them with their problems. See, that's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of business. That is the beauty of everything that we've talked about so far on this live. Anything, literally, that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix it. But the problem is, you make the choice not to. Look, I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for most people. I have already accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for most people because I'm going to hold you accountable. And believe it or not, most people aren't really looking for help. Most people are just looking to pass time. Most people are just looking to complain and vent about their problems to whoever is willing to listen. But the minute you present them with the very solution to their problem, they run away because they were never looking for help in the first place. I'm not here for that. I'm here to help the woman who truly wants to change her life. She's hit her brick wall, and she knows that she cannot keep doing what she's been doing. But in order for me to help you, I have to tell you the truth. And the truth is going to make you uncomfortable as hell. Good. That's the point. Because the only way you're going to grow is to get uncomfortable. There's no room for growth in your comfort zone. So I'm about to tell you the truth. Anything, literally, don't overthink, that is not giving you the results that you want in your life, you have the power to fix it. But you make the choice not to. You make these choices every day. If you are struggling with live shyness or camera shyness, fix it. Just fix it. I already told you how. Go live consistently. Sit in front of the camera consistently. And when you do those things over and over again, you get better at them. And even though I gave you the exact solution to the problem that you claim you have, most of you, as soon as I end this live, the only thing you're going to go do is hop into another live and waste more time. And then sit around and complain about why you're live shy and camera shy. Well, at that point, that's a choice. You want to be that way. Because if you truly wanted to change it, you would do the thing I told you to do. But you refused to. Because you weren't really looking to fix that problem in the first place. You were just looking to pass time. If you are struggling with confidence or lack thereof, fix it. I already told you how. Start keeping the promises that you made to yourself. If you told yourself that you were going to create content, it's time to create the content. If you told yourself that you were going to finish your ebook or start the ebook, then it's time to do that. If you told yourself that you were going to start a business, well, then it's time to start the business. If you told yourself that you were going to lose weight, then it's time to lose the weight. And even though I gave you the exact solution to building your confidence, keeping the promises that you make to yourself, most of you, as soon as I end this live, the only thing you're going to go do is hop into another live. And you're going to sit around and waste more time. And then you're going to have the audacity to sit there and complain about why you're so insecure. Well, at that point, that's a choice. You want to be insecure because I gave you the solution to fix your insecurities, but you still make the choice not to. That's the truth. That is the cold, hard truth. You have gotten into this loop of watching. And you have convinced yourself with your soul that by watching content, you're being productive. By watching lives, you're doing something. By taking notes, you're getting stuff done. No. The only thing you're doing is wasting time. Because to actually get things done, that's going to require you to do things. So many people today would rather watch about the thing, they'd rather talk about the thing, they'd rather manifest the thing, they'd rather get approval about the thing, they'll journal about the thing, but they won't actually do the thing. You got to do the thing. And the reason why a lot of you guys struggle with doing the thing is because that's out of your comfort zone. See, your comfort zone is just your daily routines and habits. It's just what you do on a day-to-day basis. The people you talk to, the environments that you frequent, the content that you watch, the excuses that you have, it's the vices that you carry, it's the mindset that you have. All of that is your comfort zone. It's just what you do every day. It's the path of least resistance. It's what's most familiar to you. And you've been in your comfort zone for years. But notice that comfort zone that you stay in, that you refuse to leave, is not really giving you the results that you claim you want. The business that you want is not in your comfort zone. If it was, you wouldn't be here, because there would have been nothing that I said this morning that you didn't already know. If the results you were looking for were in your comfort zone, you wouldn't be scrolling on social media all day. You would be out living your best life. The most successful people, and you can judge success however you want. Success doesn't have to be a dollar amount. Success could be the amount of freedom that you have. Success could be the amount of inner peace that you have. Success could be your health. It's whatever you view as success. The most successful people are not scrolling social media all day. They are out living their life. Unfortunately, scrolling social media is your comfort zone. That's your daily routines and habits. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is keeping you stuck. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is draining you. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is depressing you. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is keeping you resentful. Resentment is an extremely heavy emotion to carry with you every single day. That feeling of resentment will drain you. It'll drain you. And you walk with that emotion every day because you refuse to leave your comfort zone. You refuse to take a half an inch out every single day. Just do something a little bit different. I'm not even asking you for 10 hours a day. I'm asking you for 30 minutes. You can't give me 30 minutes every single day doing something a little bit different? You mean to tell me you're not even willing to close these apps for 30 minutes to work on the one thing that you claim you want to do so badly? Really? And then you want to sit there and complain about your life? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. That is not an excuse. You have plenty of time. Because again, if you have time to scroll, you have time to do. But doing is going to require you to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and actually do the thing. You got to do it. You got to put the phone down and do it. A lot of us have a trapped mindset. And we've been living in this trapped mindset for so long that we don't even recognize that we have a trapped mindset. And so then what we do is we surround ourselves with other trap-minded people. I know you may not want to hear this, and I didn't want to hear this for the longest time too, but you attract what you are. Some of y'all be like, no, I'm nothing like my friend. No, you're just like her. You may not want to believe that. Your ego may not want to sit with that, but that's the truth. Because if you and your best friend were really different, y'all wouldn't get along. There'd be friction and chaos every single day, but y'all get along just fine. That's why y'all are best friends. Birds of a feather flock together. The apple does not fall too far from the tree. You are a reflection of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You are just like your friends in some way, shape, or form. Y'all may share similar interests. Y'all might share similar mindsets. Y'all might have similar excuses. Y'all are very, very alike. And because you have a trap mindset, you have surrounded yourself with other trap minded people. So it's a whole bunch of trap minded people giving trap minded advice. But I am here to tell you this morning that you are not trapped. And you always have a way out of whatever situation you're in. It may be uncomfortable to get out of, but you can do it. In order to get out of whatever circumstance you're in, it's going to require you to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone of yours that you refuse to leave and actually do the thing, despite what others may think. Others may look at the decision that you're making and call you stupid or say that's dumb. Doesn't matter. If you take a half an inch out of that comfort zone of yours, you will eventually get to the results that you want. And I am here to tell you, you are not trapped. I used to have a trap mindset too. I sure did. And I really used to believe with my soul and my spirit that I was trapped at that 9 to 5. I'm here to tell you, I was never trapped at that 9 to 5. It felt like I was. You couldn't convince me otherwise. I was never trapped at that 9 to 5. And the worst part about it was I was surrounded by other trap-minded people at my job. All of my coworkers, we hated our job. So it was a whole bunch of people sitting around talking about how much we hate our jobs. But I had options. I didn't have to stay there. I could have quit my 9 to 5 and moved back home. I had that option. But the mindset I had back then at 23, I thought that was considered failing. How do I move out of my mom's house just to have to move back in? That means I'm failing at life. I can't be a failure. No, you want to know what failing at life is? Failing at life is living the one life that you are blessed with every single day being miserable. That's failing at life. Not moving back home to get something better later. That's not failing. But I really convinced myself that I was. And then I let other people at the job convince me that that's going backwards. And so I believed it. Even if moving back home would have just been temporary, just for a few months, maybe a few more years until I found a better job, I still chose to stay at this job that was draining me because my mindset really let me believe that moving back home was failing. I could have quit that 9 to 5 and just went back to fast food. I worked all fast food places. I've worked McDonald's, I've worked Burger King, Wendy's, Hardee's, Chick-fil-A, I've worked them all. But you want to know why I didn't want to go back to fast food? You want to know the truth? The truth was I had too much ego and pride. And you want to know what my mindset was back then? I thought I was too good for it. Why would I, a college graduate with a whole bachelor's degree, go to fast food? What? Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? Out of all the fast food restaurants I have worked, none of them drove me to drink. Out of all the fast food restaurants I have worked, I had never been stressed out like I was at that 9 to 5 that I hated so much. Even if it would have just been temporary. Yeah, maybe I would have had to work more than 40 hours a week to make ends meet, but it would have just been temporary until I found another job. I made the choice to stay at a job that was draining me, causing me to drink, depressing me, all because I thought I was too good to go to fast food. I was never trapped at that 9 to 5. And I allowed my coworkers to convince me that I was trapped. That if I went to fast food, that's going backwards. I really believe that. So instead of just leaving the job that was draining me, even though I felt so trapped, I chose to complain. I chose to vent. I chose to throw pity parties for myself. I chose to talk about what wasn't fair. I chose to make excuses and procrastinate. I chose to be depressed. I chose to do all of the things except the one thing that would have changed my life forever, which was leave that damn job. All I had to do was leave. That's all I had to do. I was never trapped at that job. You are not trapped in whatever circumstance you are going through. There is always a way out. But in order to get out, you are going to have to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone, despite what people might have to say, and slowly but surely get to the results that you want for your life. If that means going backwards just to move forwards, well, then I guess that's what you're going to have to do. But you are not trapped. Some of you have convinced yourself that you don't have the abilities to fix your problems yet because you just need more information. And you have convinced yourself with your soul and your spirit that if you just watch more TikTok lives, if you just watch more YouTube videos, if you just archive more reels about how to level up, if you just ask ChatGPT more questions, if you just journal some more, then you will get all the information that you need, and then you can fix your problems later. Well, I'm here to tell you, you are not lacking information. No. You have all the information you need. Because let's be honest, most of you guys are on social media all day. You have seen all of the TikTok live coaches at least once. You have already watched countless YouTube videos on how to create digital products. You have already watched and archived reels about how to level up and how to have the perfect morning routine. You've already asked ChatGPT 50 questions last night. You're not lacking information. What you are lacking is implementation, meaning you don't execute shit. Which is why I made the key word of this live execution. Because you don't do that. You are the woman who consistently talks about what she's going to do, but you won't just keep quiet and do it. You are the woman who will make excuse after excuse as to why things won't work for you. You are the woman who will talk about what you're not good enough for and how you can't do this and you're not tech savvy. You are the woman who will procrastinate and talk about what she'll do tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, and those days never show up for you. You are the woman who will throw pity parties for herself. You will sit around and complain. You will cry all day, and you will talk about how life is not fair. You are the woman who will do all of the things except the one thing that will change your entire life forever, which is start. You refuse to start. You refuse to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and just start. And until you change that, nothing for you is going to change. You can watch 50 more YouTube videos today. Go ahead and spend the next 2 weeks watching, and I promise you, you will be in the exact same spot that you are in right now. Because in order to get out, it's going to require you to do something, and you refuse to do it. Your comfort zone is watching. Your comfort zone is wishing, manifesting, hoping, and praying. For you to take a half inch out of your comfort zone, that's going to require you to actually do it, and you refuse to do it. You're going to have to change that. There are things about you that don't align with who you want to become. I'm going to make the assumption that you want to be the version of you that's extremely confident, who follows through with the things that she says she's going to do, who puts herself first in her own life, who knows how to tell people no and not feel bad about it, who knows how to have boundaries and standards for herself and the people around her. I'm going to assume that you want to be the version of you that's running your own business, living life on your terms, and living life to the fullest, and only surrounding yourself with people who truly love and value and respect you. I'm going to assume that's the version of you that you want to be. But in order to become that version of you, you're going to have to change who you are today, because who you are today doesn't align. Now, that version that we just discussed, she's within you. You are more than capable of being that version of you. She's within you. However, she's buried under the fear that you refuse to let go of. She's buried under the excuses that you refuse to let go of. She's buried under the procrastination. She's buried under the insecurities. And until you change who you are, you will never be that version. You are going to have to change because you keep holding you back. You are your own worst enemy. I need you to look at the woman in the mirror and recognize that it is you so that you can fix it, so that you can change it, so you can be that version of you that you've always wanted to be. One thing that I've noticed about society today is we've become extremely entitled. The entitlement is at an all-time high. And most people don't even realize how entitled they are because they've been entitled for so long. And what you have done is you have convinced yourself with your soul and your spirit that you are entitled to time. You really believe that. You really believe that you are entitled to time. And you have convinced yourself that if you don't start today, you are entitled to tomorrow. And if you don't start tomorrow, you're entitled to next week. And if you don't start next week, you are entitled to next month. And if you don't start next month, you're entitled to next year. But I'm confused because the last time I checked, and I could be wrong, it could be me, I thought tomorrow wasn't guaranteed. So how do you know that you always have tomorrow? Who told you that? How can you be so sure? How do you know you always have next month? How can you be so sure? Well, I'm here to tell you, you are not entitled to time. And tomorrow is not guaranteed. And instead of you living every day that you are blessed with to the fullest, being peaceful, being happy, being around people who love you and value you and respect you, putting yourself first in your own life and reaching your goals, you choose to spend the time that you are blessed with wasting it. Scrolling on social media, talking to people who disrespect the hell out of you and call you out your name, putting other people first who don't even appreciate that, telling yourself what you're not good at and what you can't do, talking down on yourself. That's how you choose to spend your precious, valuable time. Time is your most precious, valuable asset. See, some of y'all don't believe that. Some of y'all think it's money. Some of y'all really believe that money is your most precious and valuable asset. Absolutely not. It is your time. Because if you were to lose $50 tomorrow, guess what? You can always make 50 more. Yeah, it'll suck. Who wants to lose money? I know I wouldn't, but you can still make it back. Might take you a few hours, sure, but you can make it back. But when you lose your time, you can't make a second of that back. It is gone forever. And the only thing you're left with is guilt, shame, embarrassment, regret, resentment. Those are heavy emotions to carry with you every day. Those emotions will destroy you. But that's because you make the choice to waste your precious, valuable time. And I don't have to convince you how quickly time is moving because you can see it for yourself. Be honest. How many times a day do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, I cannot believe it's 8:45 in the morning. Wow, I cannot believe it's already May 2026. Wow, I cannot believe I'm 35 years old. Or insert your age there. If you're anything like me, you do that every day. So you already see for yourself how quickly time is moving. And you still make the choice to waste your precious, valuable time. Wow. That's going to have to change. You are going to have to start treating your time like an asset, because it is. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but eventually, one day, you will run out of time. So stop wasting it. One of the toughest reality pills that I had to swallow on my own journey, and this is tough. Brace yourself. Your life and the direction it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. I told you guys, I used to be 100 pounds overweight. Well, my obesity was just a direct reflection of the foods that I ate. My obesity was a direct reflection of the exercises that I chose not to do. And as a result, I suffered from high blood pressure, high cholesterol, pre-diabetes. But I did that to myself through my choices. My finances were a direct reflection of the choices that I made. For the longest time when I had that 9 to 5, I thought the reason I was living paycheck to paycheck was just because I didn't make enough money. And if I just made more, that problem would go away. Nope. You want to know the truth? I put myself in that situation because I was buying cars I couldn't afford. That's the truth. I should never bought that car. I had a car. I was staying in apartments that I couldn't afford. And so, because of those choices, I got the stress that came along with it. I did that to myself. That is the truth. Now, some of y'all might be like, Jazz, you're right. People do live above their means. But that's not why I'm struggling financially. Okay? I'm struggling financially because times are hard. How is it my fault that I'm broke? Food prices, rent prices, gas prices are high, Jazz. How is that my fault? Your finances, your life, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. And I'm going to tell you why. Ladies, times have been hard. Let's just not lie to ourselves. This did not happen last night. Food prices, rent prices, gas prices have been on the rise for years. This isn't new. But every day, you choose to do nothing about it. Because let's be real. Most of you already knew what an ebook was because you're on social media all day. You've already watched TikTok lives on how to create an ebook. I didn't teach you that. You've already watched YouTube videos on how to use ChatGPT. I didn't teach you that. You could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You would be making sales today. You already knew YouTube was paying creators to post videos. I didn't teach you that. You've already known that. You could have started that YouTube channel 4 months ago. It could be monetized today. You could have started that TikTok last month. You'd be building your community today. And what did we say? Your viewers, your subscribers, your followers, your commenters, your community, those are the people who buy your products. But every day you make the choice not to. You choose to complain and vent. You choose to throw pity parties for yourself. You choose to distract yourself. You choose to waste time. You choose to doom scroll. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing that'll change your entire life forever, which is start. And like I said, until you change that, nothing for you is going to change. You got to change. Look, I'm not perfect at all. The version of me that you guys see today is a direct reflection of the changes that I made. I had to look at the woman in the mirror too and recognize the role that I played in my life. I had to make a lot of changes. I'm nothing like who I used to be a few years ago. Not even close. I told you guys I was 100 pounds overweight, and for years I used to yo-yo diet. Lose 20, gain 30. Lose 40, gain 60. It was just this toxic cycle. And year after year, I was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I had made it obvious to myself that I didn't know how to lose weight and keep it off. Because if I truly knew what I was doing, I would have been doing it. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So I made the decision to do something a little bit different. Take a half an inch out of my comfort zone, try something new to slowly but surely get me to the results that I always wanted, which was a healthy, fit body. So I decided to hire a personal trainer this go around. Changed my life. Changed my life forever. Not only did I lose 100 pounds that go around, I have since kept the weight off for 4 years. All because I decided to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone and do something different. My personal trainer was the first person in my adult life that showed me no matter how hectic life gets, if I don't want to put on weight, I have to eat most of my meals at home. That's the truth. You can do all the fasts you want to do. It's not sustainable. You're going to get hungry. You have to learn how to cook your food at home. That's the only way to keep the weight off. That's the only way. He showed me no matter how busy my business gets, I still have to move my body. I still have to put my body first before any content that I make. I had to learn that. See, my whole family is obese. And all of my friends at that time were obese. So I'm around a whole bunch of obese people giving obese advice. How am I going to get anywhere? I wasn't. I had to change my environment. I had to get around new people who prioritize health and wellness and who don't give themselves excuses as to why they're eating fast food every day. Now my friends today, very fit, very in shape. They keep me grounded. I see my friends, I'm like, dang, I gotta get like her. All because I changed my environment and the people I'm around. I used to procrastinate too. My motto was, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll just start later. Later never showed up. Had to change that. I used to live in fear too. I used to be scary as hell. And notice the fear that we hold on to. You realize these are things that haven't even happened, right? We are literally working ourselves up for worst case scenario. You notice that? You're bracing yourself for this impact that hasn't even happened. Worried about worst case. Why do we never go to best case scenario? Best case scenario, you post your content, you feel good, so then you want to do it again. And then you do it again. Now you're consistent. Now you're building your platforms. Now you're selling your products and you have a whole business. But our mind never goes there. It always goes to, what if I post this video and people laugh at me and nobody watches? Why do we do that? I don't know. But that fear that you're holding on to, it hasn't happened. It is all made up in your head. I used to be my biggest bully to myself. I know a lot of y'all can relate to that. The things I used to say to myself was absolutely disgusting. You know, I used to call myself stupid on a daily basis. Yes, that's how I used to talk to myself. Let me ask you, how was I going to be a successful entrepreneur if I am always telling myself how stupid I am? Wasn't going to happen. I had to change that. Ladies, your internal world and the things you have going on in this pretty head of yours will always manifest into the external. If you are chaotic in here, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. You probably got all types of drama. It's always something going on because that's what you got going on here. If you disrespect yourself in here, I know for a fact you have people in your real life who disrespect the hell out you. But that makes sense because that's how you treat yourself. I'm going to need you to start putting some respect on your name. And stop talking to yourself like you ain't got no sense. You are not stupid. You are more than capable. And everything that you touch turns to gold. Stop disrespecting yourself. It's not funny. Some of y'all say mean things you think it's funny. That's not funny. Now when people say, oh, well, girl, you know I'm stupid. I don't even laugh. I don't find that funny. I'll be like, what? Girl, don't say that shit to me. That's what I'll say. Ask my friends. Ask my friends. I don't find that funny. Stop. Change your thoughts. Change your life. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with on my own journey was alcohol abuse. And I told you I started that toxic ass habit when I had that toxic ass job. You would have thought that once I quit the job, that would have went away. Just got worse. Ladies, your problems don't just magically fix themselves. If you do not intentionally fix it, it will just get worse. If I didn't fix my weight problems, who knows how big I would be today? I was already 340 pounds back then. I'd probably be 500 pounds today. My alcohol abuse was just getting worse. See, at least when I was at work, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I had to work. Well, I quit my job during COVID. Everything was shut down. Had nothing but time to drink. And see, I quit my job on a whim. I had put in my 2-week notice and I was out the door. I had been there for 6 years. I was turning 30 in a few months and I couldn't take it anymore. I just got so fed up with the crap. I said, F this job, I'm out. I also believe God was telling me, Jazz, the time to quit is now, because there's something inside of me saying, go, 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 go. So I just left. I didn't have any money saved up. I had just bought a house, by the way. Hadn't even been in the house for a whole year yet before I quit. But my plan was I was going to live off of my stimulus for a few months while I built my business, and then my business will somehow take over from there. That was the plan. Now, the math was already not mathing in the first place because I only had about $2,000 in stimulus. And my mortgage was $1,900. So it wasn't going to work out from the start. But I didn't care. I just left. So now I'm home trying to make it all make sense. I'm watching TikTok videos, YouTube videos, digital products, monetization, platforms, algorithms, just trying to figure all this out. I didn't even have ChatGPT back then, so I had to use my brain. Now you don't even need a brain because you got Chat. But it's not working. Nobody's watching my videos, and nobody's buying my stuff. Look, I had a lot of ego back then, okay? I was very prideful. So nothing was ever my fault. Not back then. No. Back then, it was always everyone else and everything else, but it was never Jasmine. So I'm not looking at it on the stance of, well, what can I do better? No. My mindset was, YouTube doesn't like me. How can people watch my videos if YouTube won't even show my videos to anybody? Instagram doesn't like me. How can anyone watch my videos if Instagram won't push my content out? Because it's not me. Because I'm perfect as is. That's really what I thought. But the truth of the matter is, I wasn't doing everything that I could do. I was not posting consistently. I was not going live. I wasn't doing any of that. You know what I was doing? I was drinking. That's what I was doing. But I was convincing myself that I was doing everything possible, when in fact I wasn't. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Then I'm getting mad at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. You told me to do this. I'm doing this and I'm running out of money. I had already missed one mortgage payment. If I miss another, you know what happens next? They start the process of foreclosure. I'm stressed and I'm pissed. I didn't even want to admit to myself that it's my fault. I didn't want to admit that I'm the reason why it's not working. I didn't want to admit that I had a drinking problem. The shame and the guilt, the embarrassment that I would feel. Oh no. My ego couldn't handle that. Not back then. No. So I just chose to lie to myself some more. And I convinced myself that as long as I don't drink before 11 a.m., I'm not an alcoholic. Because in my mind back then, see, alcoholics, they start their day with alcohol. So as long as I wait till after 11, even though I drink all day, every day, I'm not an alcoholic because I'm not starting my day with it. What? I can't make this up. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. But you get to a point where you can't keep lying to yourself. Eventually, you're going to hit a brick wall. And eventually, God is going to force you to listen. See, I believe God is within you. He's not outside of you. So you have God within you. I have God within me. Notice we run into the most trouble when we start looking outside of us for the answers. That feeling you get when you get an idea, when that thing inside of you is telling you, try this, do this, start this, post this. Don't go there today. That's God talking to you. That intuition, that gut feeling that you get, that's God talking to you. And notice we spend so much time trying to avoid listening to the God within us. Yes, we do. That's why we distract ourselves, to avoid listening. Because deep down inside, you know exactly what you should be doing. Yes, you do. You just choose not to. And we will distract ourselves to avoid listening. If you truly listened, well, then let me ask you, how many ideas did God give you last year to try and you didn't even try? since you listen so much. Since you listen so much, just be honest. How many times have you gone against your gut feeling just to find out later you were right? We never want to listen. But eventually, he's gonna make you listen. And I'll never forget, I was sitting in my bed stressed. I said, God, they're gonna take my house. I don't have the mortgage money. And I don't know what I'm gonna do. God said, Jazz, what are you doing? What you got going on? You have been begging me for a business for years, which is true. I had been. He said, the opportunity is literally right in front of you, and you're wasting it. So, what are you gonna do? You gonna keep doing what you've been doing? Or are you going to fix it? Are you going to change? I decided to fix it. I decided to change. I decided to stop drinking. Haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I am done. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting consistently. My platform started growing, started making sales. All because I decided to change. For the first time in my life, I started to feel good about myself. I started to say nice things to myself, like, I'm smart, I can do this, I'm really proud of me, I'm actually getting this done, and it feels amazing. For the first time in my life, I started to have confidence in myself because I started keeping the promises that I made to myself. All because I decided to change. See, what a lot of people fail to realize, and what I didn't realize back then, was this: in order to get something, you're going to have to give up something. In order to get something, you have to give something up. In order for me to lose 100 pounds, I had to give up fast food. I had to give up soda. But you know what I got in exchange? I got my health back. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging God to bless me with for years, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up negative self-talk. I had to give up fear. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. He gave me everything I asked for and more. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60,000 a year to replace that job I hated so much. And I even started negotiating that. I said, Lord, if you could just help me make $45K a year, I'll make it work. I'll cut the cable off. Please just help me get out this job. God gave me 6 figures. I asked God for 1,000 Instagram followers because I don't even know 10 people in real life. So I'm like, shit, if I can get 1,000 people to follow me, wow. Please. God gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I asked God for just a little bit of confidence so I could stop crying all the time and feeling sorry for myself. God gave me a lot of confidence. I think very highly of myself. I keep all of the promises I make to myself, all because I decided to change. See, a lot of times I believe we delay our own blessings because we've already told God what we want. We've told him time and time and time again. He knows exactly what side of town we want to live on. He knows exactly what kind of vacations we want to take with our family. He knows exactly how much money we want to leave in savings when we're no longer here. He knows all of these things. He knows what kind of freedom we want. He heard us. And he's ready to bless us with all of it and more. But the problem is, he gives us free will. So what that means is, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. He's not going to stop you. So if you want to waste 5 years, he'll let you. If you want to waste 20 years, he'll let you. You know, some people don't always get everything that they asked for because they refuse to change. They refuse to listen. But when you do change, when you finally listen, when you truly become obedient, he gives you everything that you ever asked for and more, all on a silver platter, all because you decided to change. And sure, maybe change is hard. Maybe you're right. Maybe change is hard. Okay. But the life that you're currently living is hard. Crying every day because you're stressed and you're sad, that's hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Knowing deep down in your soul that there is something better for you. You can feel it, but you're not living it. That is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Living paycheck to paycheck, robbing Patrice to pay Paula, that is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. I lived both hards. And I will always choose this one. Because at least this hard comes with peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. This hard comes with purpose. This hard comes with freedom. This hard comes with confidence. This hard comes with the income that you need to live the life that you've always wanted to live. And I keep telling you, I've told you this all morning, if you even thought the thought, that's because you can. If something inside of you told you to start this, try this, post this, do this, that's because you can. Those ideas are coming from God. And he would not give you ideas that you couldn't do. If it was truly out of reach for you, if it was truly something that you were not capable of doing, it wouldn't have even crossed your mind. But it did. Because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of fear. And you are going to have to make the decision to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something just a little bit different every single day to slowly but surely get you to the results that you want for your life. If not, you will keep doing the things that you've been doing. You can do this, but you're going to have to change. For those of you guys who want to change, I want to help you. But I can only help people who want it. I cannot help people who don't. If you are 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in, and you don't feel the need to change anything, then fine, keep doing what you're doing. If you like it, I love it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Cool. But if you're not 1000% happy with the way things are going and you want to change it, then I want to help you. See, inside Glow Up Academy, I'm going to help you start and run your online business from scratch. Everything that you need to be a successful online entrepreneur is inside of Glow Up Academy. If you want to sell your products on live, how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do, fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. Maybe you want to monetize your content. So you want to get paid to post on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. Fine, I'll teach you. All of my platforms are monetized. It's in there. Maybe you don't want to create an ebook. I know that's what we talked about this morning, but maybe your vision is a private community. Maybe it's an e-course. Fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. Every single thing that you need to be successful with your online business is inside of Glow Up Academy. But not only am I going to teach you how to build your online business, most importantly, I'm going to teach you how to build you. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your consistency together every single day. Inside Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your confidence together every single day. Inside Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your discipline every single day. Together, you and I are going to start making you a priority in your own life. Yes, we do all have 24 hours, but we do not all have the same responsibilities. You and I are going to figure out what works best for you, your schedule, your routine, your responsibilities. Because I don't care how hectic life may be going for you, I know for a fact that we can still squeeze in time for you so that you can actually get the things done that you want for your life. We have got to make you a priority. So you and I will figure out what time of the day works best for you, and we will lock into that. Glow Up Academy is the space where not only do you build your online business, but you become the woman who not only starts, but actually follows through. A few things before I let you join Glow Up Academy. First thing, I only let 10 people in at a time. Because believe it or not everybody has the same path. Okay, some people have a product, no audience. Some people have an audience, no product. Some people have a million ideas. So you're listening to every idea God gave you, but the problem is you're spreading yourself too thin. I told you guys earlier, money flows where energy goes. So together, you and I are going to pick your one most favorite idea, and we will build that. And then once that one is flourishing and making money, then we will reach back into the pile and pull up another idea. Okay? Some of you guys have no clue what kind of business you want to start, and that's fine. We'll figure it out together. And some of you guys don't want to start a business right now. There's other things that you want to work on. You want to build your confidence. You want to start prioritizing yourself. Maybe you want to work on weight loss or other goals that you have. No matter what it is, no matter where you're at in your journey, I can help you. I have just noticed for myself that having more than 10 people join at one time overwhelms me, because I want to make sure that I'm able to sit down with you and talk to you about the things that you have going on so we can figure out something that works best for you and your schedule. Okay, so that's why I cap it at 10. Something else too, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes because I really only want to help people who want it. I'm not here to force you. I'm not here to convince you. The woman who knows that they want to change, that's who I'm here to help, okay? So when the timer starts, just move. Deep down inside, you know exactly what you want to do. I'm big on energy. And deep down inside, you know I can help you. That's why you're still here. If you really didn't think I was the coach for you, you would have left by now. So don't overthink, just move. Because once that 10-minute timer goes off, we are done. And I'm taking the link down. One last thing, Glow Up Academy is lifetime access. So once you're inside, you are inside forever. There's no monthly dues, there's no fees or none of that. You're inside forever. So you will always have access to all of the information that's in there and everything that I update, because things do change, like algorithms and stuff like that. You will always have access to our live coaching calls. We go live in there. You will also always have access to my inbox. So you are free to ask me any questions, any feedback that you want. And I'm also always checking in with you to make sure that we're executing the things that we said we were going to do. And if things change, if if things aren't working, then we're going to rearrange and restructure so that we can get you right back on track. Okay? So you will always have access to everything. All right? Because Glow Up Academy is lifetime access, it's $5.97 and it's worth every penny. Women join at $5.97 every single day. However, because you guys stayed, you asked questions, you took your notes, and most importantly, you promised you were going to execute, I'm going to take the price down. Okay? And the Glow Up Academy lifetime access price will stay down for 10 minutes. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break the payment up so you can still get in while it's lower. But once that 10-minute timer goes off, we are back at $5.97. Okay? I've been recovering from thyroid surgery for the past 2 weeks and I did not go live at all. And people were still joining at $5.97. Okay? So don't overthink, just move. All right? I'm going to show you guys something really important before you enter, because I want to make sure you guys don't miss this. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you guys, there's an inbox icon right here, okay? As soon as I get off of this live in about 10 minutes, I'm going to be messaging you because I want to know more about you. I want to know what you're struggling with, what your ideas are, because we're really about to lock in and get this stuff done, okay? I need you to respond to my message. Now, I understand it is Sunday. Some of you guys are going to be out doing stuff with your family today. Okay, some of you guys have to work. That's fine. But before you go to bed tonight, I need you to promise me that you're going to sit down for a few minutes and really give me a thorough answer, thorough responses so that I can help you. I can't help if I don't know what needs fixing. Okay, so the more information you give me, the better we can do. Okay, so please make time to respond to my message. There's an icon here, all right, and you'll see a red number 1. Please open that and respond. Also, I'm always checking in with you because I want to make sure that we're progressing and that we're not staying stagnant. That's how I hold you accountable. So I need you to be making sure you respond to me, okay? So please do not forget that inbox icon there. All right, I'm going to show TikTok how to join first, and then I'll show YouTube. YouTube, y'all's instructions are just a tad bit different, so just hang tight for a few seconds. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you guys are going to click on my profile picture up at the top. Now, I am on 2 TikToks. Thank you, Mission. I am on 2 TikToks. The one that says how to turn your online business from scratch, you guys are on my main account. Okay, so my profile does not look like this, but the link is still the same. Okay, you're going to click where it says stand.store. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. All right. Now the price has been marked down. It'll stay marked down for 10 minutes. It went from $5.97 to $3.49. Okay. Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. I do not mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. You guys, this is very important. The email address that you put in is where everything is going. Okay. I need you to quadruple check this because sometimes the autocorrect will get you. Sometimes you misspell Gmail. That's fine. I need you guys to quadruple check that. All right. Do not leave my live until you confirm to me that you received your email and that you have full access inside of Glow Up Academy. Okay. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that up. And then click this blue button that says Start My Glow Up. Within 30 seconds tops, you'll be receiving your very first email from Stan. That's just the order confirmation. The second email is going to be coming from me. It's going to say Jasmine Spencer, which is me, invited you to join Glow Up Academy. All right. You're going to open that email. You will see a yellow button that says Join Now. I want you to click it and then come back to this live and let me know you have full access inside. All right. Okay. Now, sometimes with the Gmails, I've been told that second email from me, Jasmine Spencer, sometimes it shows up in the promotional tab. I've seen 2 students so far where it showed up in the spam folder. So check the promotional tab and the spam folder. If you did not receive that email, come back. That's fine. It was probably an email spelling error, typographical error, and I'll fix it right here on live. Okay? Yes, you can join now. YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, you have to leave the live. Okay? You're going to come to my YouTube channel and you're going to click where it says stand.store. And then here we are, same thing. Become the woman who actually follows through, and it is marked down to $3.49. Scroll down, feel free to read my reviews, enter your name, quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click the Start My Glow Up. Within 30 seconds, you'll receive that first email from Stan, and then that second email from me, which says Jasmine Spencer. Okay? Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set the timer now. Where are we at? 1 second. All right, the timer has started. I see 2 of you guys joined. You guys, some of y'all are not new to my live, so y'all already know how we roll. Please do not leave until you've confirmed to me that you've received your email, because if you don't tell me, I don't know what your email is supposed to be to know whether or not it was misspelled or not. This is why I really stress the importance of coming back and let me know you got everything and that you are fully inside. Okay. Where are we at? Amy, can you check your email for me? And where are we at? Lori. Amy and Lori. I'm not sure if you guys are on YouTube or TikTok. Amy and Lori, check your email for me, please. Okay, she said, did you see my message? Are you already inside Go Up Academy mission? I don't see your message yet, babe. Where'd you message me on? Amy and Lori, I'm waiting for you guys. Do not leave until you confirm you got your email, please, and that you are fully inside. Okay. Ooh, let's do our affirmations. It's okay to leave my comfort zone. It's okay to leave my comfort zone. It's mandatory. It's necessary. You got to leave. You've got to leave that comfort zone. You're welcome. You're welcome. She said both. If you're not inside of Go Up Academy, I can't see your message. I don't have a message from you, Mission. You have to leave your comfort zone, ladies. This is not up for discussion. You have to leave. But if you just take 30 minutes instead of scrolling. So let's say you scroll for 4 hours. Okay. Scroll for 3.5. Take that 30 minutes that you did not scroll, that you chose not to scroll, and you're going to lock into your business or whatever goal you have for yourself. She said, I responded. Did you read my message? There. Should I go? I don't see a message. Yes, so you still have a few more minutes, Mission. We still have 6 more minutes. So you have to leave your comfort zone. You have to. You've got to start getting addicted to feeling discomfort, because at the end of that discomfort is where the growth is. One thing I'm big on is therapy, going to counseling. I'm big on that. If you watch my YouTube videos, I tell y'all damn near every video, go to counseling, go to counseling, go to counseling. We're all crazy. Go to counseling. Okay? There's nothing wrong with going to therapy, right? In therapy, you're always, if you have a good counselor, okay? And I always tell y'all, vet your counselor. Like, I believe that you should choose someone that aligns with your beliefs. So, for instance, my therapist, she is African American. She is an entrepreneur. Like, her counseling business is her business. She's also married. So I really love her. Like, she's been my counselor for years. And one of the things in counseling is you have to actually do the work. Like, you can go and give the spiel, right, and tell them what you're working on or what you need help with. They're still going to tell you to do this and do that. But if you don't do those things, not only are you wasting your time, but you're wasting your copay. You're literally just wasting space. You have to do what they're telling you to do if you want any of it to work. So you have to leave your comfort zone, because the comfort zone could you just be going to the therapist and talking for an hour, and then you go home and proceed with whatever you've been doing. Well, what did you really get out of that? What did you get out of that? Nothing, because you're not even willing to go home and do what she said or whatever your therapist said to do. You have to do the work. And in that work, it's going to be uncomfortable. In that work, they're going to have you do things that you don't normally do. Because if you were normally already doing those things, you probably wouldn't be in the situation that you're in. One of the things that she had me do, this was years ago. She had me write down what I consider a good friend. And I had never sat down before to think about what kind of friendships I wanted in my life. And in the process of me writing down what I consider a good friend, I realized that the friendships that I had at that time, those were not my friends. Those were people who were using me. So I had to do that exercise. And the more I wrote the stuff down and compared it to the friends I had at the time, I was like, those aren't even my friends. This whole time I thought they were my friends, and they weren't even my friends. That realization was uncomfortable because I was calling them my friends and they weren't. But then I realized what true friendship is and how it's supposed to feel. And that moment was uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable, but it was necessary. Because then I was able to start cutting people off who were just taking from me and who weren't helping me with anything. That was uncomfortable. But you know what I got out of that? Peace. I got so much peace. Because now I'm no longer giving my energy and my attention to people who don't really care about me. And then once I let go of those toxic friendships, it made room for healthy friendships. Now I have good friends in my life who pour into me and I pour into them. They want to see the best for me, I want to see the best for them. So you have to go through those uncomfortable things in order to get to what you want. It's inevitable. So it is okay to leave your comfort zone. It is mandatory. You gotta leave it. You got to leave it. Yes, even family. Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe in my infinite potential. I believe in my infinite potential. Absolutely. Oh, that was our timer. I think I'm still waiting on Amy. 1 second. Where are we at? Amy, I never saw your... Amy, I need to know that you're in. I see Lori's in. She's good. Amy, I'm not sure what live you are on. Please confirm that you received your email. One more time, you guys, before we get out of here. Let's see. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you're going to click on my profile picture up at the top. Come to my profile and click where it says stand.store. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. And it is still marked down to 349. Okay, perfect. Thank you. But I want you to let me know that you're actually inside, Amy, because I don't see you in here yet. So you guys, even after you get your email, I want you to click on that yellow button that says join now. And I should see that member count go up because that's how I'm going to be able to message you. So I need you inside, okay? Read my reviews, enter your name, quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click the Start My Glow Up. YouTube. In order to join, you're going to leave the live and come to my channel, and then click where it says stand.store right here in the bio, and then same thing. Become the woman who actually follows through, okay? Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address, and then click this blue button that says Start My Glow Up, okay? She said, we'll join when I have the income. I can't. No worries, Angel. You guys, I just want to make it very clear. The longer we wait, the longer we delay, okay? The longer we wait, the longer we delay. Do not forget that. That later, next week, next month is real. It is real. And the next thing you know, a whole year has gone by and we haven't progressed. Okay? All right. For those of you guys who joined, I'm hopping in now. You'll get a message from me in the next 5 minutes or so, 5 to 10 minutes. For those of you guys who didn't, I'm glad that you guys are getting the results that you want and you are happy with the way things are. Make sure you guys follow me so you don't lose me. They do steal my videos. They do make fake accounts, and then they're going to turn around and message you. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. I enjoyed you guys. Have an amazing Sunday. Thank y'all so much for your time, and I will be seeing you guys later, okay? Very good. Bye, YouTube. You didn't see what mission? You're going to click on my profile picture right up here. Come here. And then click where it says stand.store. But you're on my main account, so the profile does not look like this, but the link is still the same. Okay? And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. Okay? I don't think I see you yet. Yes. Give me like two minutes, Lori. I got you. Okay. All right. All right, very good. All right, thank you guys so much. Only one affirmation today. Yes, we got into counseling. Let's see. I think we did that one already. Ooh, we'll close it out with this one. This moment is shaping me into a strong version of myself. This moment is shaping me into a strong version of myself. There's a reason why I showed up on your For You page, your news feed, explore page today. There was a reason. And the reason was for you to look at yourself in the mirror and recognize, yes, there are things that you have done that have gotten in your own way, but you also have the power to change it. It does not have to stay that way. But in order to actually change, you're going to have to get out that comfort zone. And if you need help, if you need accountability, if you need structure and clarity, Glow Up Academy is the space for that. Okay? All right. Very good. Have an amazing Sunday, you guys. All right?